Tinubu is a criminal, yes, of course, a categorical grade 1 criminal. The only person more criminal than Tinubu in Nigeria is probably Babangida. But he's a criminal, and is he fit for purpose? Absolutely not. Should Tinubu be the president of Nigeria? Categorical no. Is there a better option than him? That is subjective. So show me.
Don't forget, that state is now an oil producing state. So they now have derivation, if you are not aware. So if you want to speak for anybody, please do not defend a character like Yaya Bello. Please do not.
Okay, let me respond to him. One second.
Do not defend a character like Yaya Bello. Do not.
All right, thank you, Mohammed.
The people of that state.
Can I respond to him?
No.
Then go to hell. Rudolph, go to hell.
All right.
So sorry, I did not realize everything I said was mute. I am so sorry. Thank you for joining us today. Welcome to Have Your Say 247. My name is Ngozi Ka. I'll be your host for the next 3 hours. We'll be discussing some topics from news that have trended within the week, from Trump's fallout with Elon Musk to Tinubu's Independence Day speech. And I'll be here for the next 3 hours, after which Four Fathers is going to start a broadcast after this one to continue with the topics we are not able to discuss. Today is the 14th day of June 2025. Dr. Damages is well. He will be back next weekend to continue the show. Thank you for joining us. So kicking off, I want to give my small monologue before we let the people that will join our panelists into the studio. So please, if you want to join, I'm going to put the link in the screen below so that you can join us in the studio. I'll start off with the flood in Niger State, and by doing that, I want us to say a prayer, if you believe, for the over 200 people who lost their lives in the flood. And we pray that God rests their soul. And it is worthy to note that while he has approved 2 billion naira resettlement budget for the victims of the flood, the president has not visited the flood victims himself, even though his vice president has been there to see the damage for himself, even though it was from an aircraft. But all that does not matter. It is also worthy to note that player. Yes, that is the chart I wanted to show. It's Nigeria's inflation rate for food from January 2019 to June 2023. It doesn't look good, and if things continue in this trajectory, we're going to have it worse than we have it currently. The second the second issue I'd like to talk about is the Akpabio versus Natasha case. Akpabio has suffered a minor, some will call it setback, in his case against his colleague Senator Natasha Akpoti. As an appeal court vacates his motion, the 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 court the appeal court vacated his motion, and now we wish they will wrap this up and get on with the business of governance. Our main topics for today are Democracy Day celebration, Tinubu's speech. Many people are interested in what he had to say about Nigeria's supposed um, head, Nigeria's supposed trajectory towards a one-party state, and the Ogoni Nine. He pardoned the Ogoni Nine, and of course, Tinubu, P2B held his own Democracy Day speech where he held the sorry, it's today that you people will understand that I'm still from Nigeria. So yes, we're going to be talking about P2B's speech, about Tinubu's speech, and then everything in between. So please, if I want to add the links to join in the studio to the comments so that anybody that wants to join will be able to join.
A one-party state is not in the oven, nor should it ever be. That said, we would be guilty of political malpractice if we close our door on those from other parties who now seek to join the APC. I sincerely welcome our party's newest members from Delta and Akwa Ibom states, led by Governor Sheriff Oboweri and Pastor Umo Eno and other national members of this respected National Assembly. You are all welcome to the progressive fold. Nobody should close the door. Political parties fearful of members leaving may be better served by examining their internal processes and affairs rather than fearfully conjuring up demons that do not exist. For me, I would not say try your best to put your house in order. I will not help you to do so either. It is indeed a pleasure to witness you in such a disarray.
Have you ever wanted to
democracy and a better country? May his souls and all souls of faithful departed, through the mercy of God, rest in peace. Today, June 12th, is slated as Democracy Day. Most unfortunately, in our present state, our dear country, Nigeria, cannot be justifiably classified as a democratic country. The vital indicators of democracy are noticeably absent. Some do not even exist. Democracy is said to be a government of the people, by the people, and for the people. Yet, none of these three measures exist in our democracy today. Rules, regulations, requirements to participate in election or be elected for are not followed. Consequently, people who are not qualified and ought to ab initio be disqualified are now holding public offices. As we mark June 12, a day symbolizing the struggle for true democracy in Nigeria, it is deeply troubling that under the present administration, in a short span of 2 years, our nation has witnessed a broad erosion of democratic principles. There has been a corresponding decline in security and the quality of life for millions of Nigerians. We have traversed from rigged elections to collapsing social service, from soaring poverty to rising corruption, and from seemingly stable economy to perilous economy. It is most troubling that in 2 years in office, the present government has brought our nation to the point where our leaders now celebrate and endorse failure, lies, and propaganda. The government today, rather than show genuine accountability and measurable progress, focuses on manipulating the narratives, gaslighting the public, shifting blame, and weaponizing governance. Meanwhile, Nigerians live in a worsening and worrisome insecurity, widespread corruption, hunger, and general despondency. There are no clear benchmarks for measuring tangible development as we continue to witness the collapse of key indicators like education, healthcare, and poverty alleviation, which are the parameters for measuring national progress. Simple comparison of what has happened in the past 2 years now relies on propaganda and misinformation to mark misgovernance. Our country today can best be described as a nation declining fast in all its facets. The security of lives and property has worsened, and the rule of law is virtually non-existent. These are hard, verifiable facts. On May 29, 2023, when this government was sworn in to office, Nigerian gross domestic product, GDP, was $364 billion. As of today, it has declined to $188 billion, a decline of almost 50%. Nigerian per capita income was $1,640 as at May 2023. Today, it has dropped to about $835, a devastating decline of about 50%. Nigerians living in poverty have increased from 38.9% to 54%. Within this period, 129 million Nigerians now live below poverty line. The World Bank recent report stated that 75% of Nigerians in rural areas now live below poverty, and the situation is even more in urban areas. Our education sector has deteriorated significantly. Today we have 18.3 million children out of school, the highest in the world. The quality of education has deteriorated. Our children are now being taught science without science lab and computer without computers. They are now taking exams in darkness with candles. There's not even glitches in the exams. Health services have worsened drastically. The National Primary Health Care Development Agency declared that less than 20% of over 30,000 primary health care centers across the nation are functional. I've even recently visited some where there are delivery rooms without toilets.
Having completed the rounds of my consultation as your servant that you have elected to serve you, I have therefore decided to progressively move to the All Progressive Congress.
All right, there you have it. All the speeches from the from the president's speech to P2B's speech, and of course, you heard the last person's voice you heard was the governor of Akwa Ibom State announcing that he's consulting to defect to the APC. And that is where we are now. And if you'd like to join the conversation in the studio, the link to join is in the comments, and join us and let's have a conversation. Like I said, we have quite a number of topics for today. We are going to be talking about the Democracy Day speech, which I just played some of the clips, and then a focal point will be one of our focal topics will be Tinubu's pardon of the Ogoni Nine. In case you do not know, we believe in saying their name. These were not just people that were random. These were people whose name and legacy lives on. So, in case you do not know, the Ogoni Nine are Ken Saro Wiwa, Saturday Dobi, Nordu Elwa. I hope I'm pronouncing it right. Please forgive me if I'm not getting the pronunciations right. I am so sorry. Daniel Boko, Paul Levara, Felix Nuate, Baribo Bera, Barinem Kiobel, and John Bune. These are the 9 people who were executed by the I am so sorry. Today, you people will know that I am really in Nigeria. I'm so sorry for all the technical glitches. I was reading out the name of the Ogoni Nine, whom Tinubu pardoned in his Independence Day speech. In case you do not know, the Ogoni Nine were a group of environmental activists from the Ogoni region and were executed in 1995 for their opposition to the Royal Dutch Shell Corporation's practices. Their names are again Ken Saro Wiwa, Saturday Dobi, Nodu Ewao, Daniel Moko, Paul Levara, Felix Noate, Baribo Bera, Barinem Kilball, and John Uni. Tinubu is saying that he is pardoning them posthumously, and we want to talk about it. If the date, if this was 1995 all over again, which name would you be surprised to see on the list? Which name would you like to put on the list? And what do you think about the president's pardon of the Ogoni Nine? Remember, after the whole their case was a high profile case. After they were executed, their families fought, and I think it was just a few years ago when they finally lost the case against the Royal Dutch Shell. And I see some of our panelists are beginning to join us. Thank you so much, Man of Prestige, for joining us today. Thank you, Man of Prestige, for joining us today.
Thank you.
You're welcome to the show.
Thank you, Ngozi.
Okay. So you've heard the topics we've read out. We're talking about the presidential pardon for the Ogoni Nine. We're talking about Tinubu's comments about the opposition in disarray, and Peter Obi's speech on independence on the Democracy Day. That is those are the topics we'll be talking about for now. Every other topic, the forefathers and his group will take care of those ones after we are done. So have your say. What do you think about the presidential pardon of the Ogoni Nine?
Okay, thank you, Ngozi. Yeah,
execution.
It's nice to have you on this platform. So you're moderating from Nigeria, right?
Yes, I am. I'm moderating from Nigeria.
It's nice to see you. I don't know if other people will join the studio, but let me begin before I comment on Nigeria. The word we had, when you went to sleep about 2 or 3 days ago, it's not the same word we are right now.
Man of Prestige, I hear you loud and clear. I mentioned that we are going to have another stream after this one. Forefathers and his people are going to be I don't want us to delve into those topics. Trump versus Musk, Iran versus Israel. I know, I hear you, but those topics are reserved for the second part of the show. We don't want to cut into it just yet. We have a list of the topics we're going to be discussing here. Thank you.
Okay. Thank you very much. So let's talk about, let's pivot to the situation in Nigeria. And I'm going to start about what I call, this is pertaining to Nigeria, what I call that Nigerians are very confused. Okay? We are a very confused people. The ones in Biafra, the ones in Nigeria.
Okay.
Do you know that the American president have the highest? I'm not going to talk about America. This concerns Nigeria. The Nigerian people, are the highest supporter of President Trump. 79% of Nigerians. That's how much they support Nigeria. Any other place in the world, we are number one. So let's go to what he was talking about, the pardon. I follow every space, the democratic speech and something like that, and it could be rebuttal, I don't know so much about the Ogoni, the Ogoni people that he pardoned until just kind of elaborate a little bit. I didn't get quite much detail. But I think he honor Abiola, which is good. He honor Nwosu. But what I'm hearing, they said that different kind of grade. So Nwosu wasn't given the highest grade that he merited. So I don't know how they commutate the grade. They say he was given the second pharaoh. So, but regardless, he was immortalized, in my own opinion. Is that right? Did I get the story right that he was immortalized?
Which I think you're referring to Humphrey Nwosu.
Yeah.
Which of the Nwosus?
Humphrey.
I am not sure. I do not have that information, but I can verify.
Yeah, he was immortalized from what I heard. I've not read it, but on a different platform that I was, they say he was immortalized, but he should have been a higher grade. So having said that, that's where we are.
Okay, so for those who might not have all the um, information, who might need a bit of brushing up in their memories about the Ogoni name, because when this case happened, I read it was quite popular. I think there was even a movie made about it. I cannot remember the name of the movie right now, but the Ogoni people, the Saro Wiwa was the leader of the emancipation movement of the emancipation of the Ogoni people, something Masop or something like that. They were protesting the devastation of their lands and waterways by oil spillage. They were demanding more, that more should be done because they were basically losing their livelihoods to this oil spillage. Things spiraled out of control. There were incidents where community leaders were killed, and the Ogoni Nine were accused of being behind the murders of these community leaders. They stood trial. The whole world it was a huge case then, and the whole world stood with them, appealed. Their families appealed. Everybody fought, and in the end, they were executed on in 1995. So that is just a backstory for those who are not familiar with the story. And now, 30 years later, President Tinubu has decided to pardon them, albeit posthumously. And it's worthy of note that he did this on Democracy Day. What does this say for our democracy? Is what does this say for our democracy? Is this an indictment that if they were alive today, their case would have turned out different? That is the angle I want us to look at it for from now. Man of Prestige, you can go since there's nobody else here yet.
Okay, I look at it, it's overdue. I mean, they should be pardoned. I mean, I don't see anything wrong with the pardon. Pardon. I mean, there's a lot of people that need to be pardoned, and even Nando Kanu. I don't want to go to Nando Kanu's stage right now. So the honor and the pardon, most of these people are merited it, but the honor that I'm against is honoring Bayo Ononuga. What a nonsense is that? What are you honoring Bayo Ononuga? So it's kind of amplify exactly what we are saying. So we order Bayo Ononuga is somebody who spoon bigotry from the White House. So this kind of, from the Aso Rock, this kind of confirm what a lot of us have been speculating, that Tinubu endorsed what Ononuga is saying, because Bayo Ononuga is the masterpiece of Tinubu. If he can, honor Bayo Ononuga, that means all those bigotry that was coming up from his mouth, even what happened in Lagos and everything. Yeah, he too much endorse it. That's what I read from there. There's no need in endorsing Bayo Ononuga.
So what you're saying is the pardon, you support the pardon, but there are other people that deserved pardon. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Okay, like who would you have preferred to see on the list of those pardoned? Any special?
He should have used this opportunity to pardon Nnamdi Kanu. Maybe initially I'm not a proponent of Nnamdi Kanu. I started hearing about some of the rhetoric that he's put, but that he did not commit any actual physical crime. So in my opinion, he should have used this opportunity to pardon Nnamdi Kanu, because the country needs healing. Nnamdi Kanu case is not going to be, it's not going to be decided in court. It shouldn't be decided. Tinubu, if you have the boldness, like everybody claimed that he was very bold coming in the first day or in the first minute, remove the first subsidy, devaluation of Naira. Why not use the same boldness, for us to have a peaceful country? You don't have a peaceful country because if you don't pardon Nnamdi Kanu, there won't be no peace in that country, because you're pretty much, destabilizing a region of the country. You have done the right thing. This is an opportunity. So you call yourself to be a democratic man, which in my own opinion is an illusion anyway to begin with. So I'm not going to go there about Tinubu with his illusion about being a Democrat. After all, when he was fighting for the Nadeko, he ran away to London. So that's a story for another day. The country needs to start from peaceful angle in order for anything to work in that country. So Nnamdi Kanu is a typical example of whom should have pardoned, in my own opinion. I don't know for any other person, that I can put in, in that category, maybe languishing in there, maybe use the opportunity to pardon. I mean, to pardon most of those, most of the people that was arrested, truncated for their freedom of speech. I don't know. I think there's a lot of journalists still languishing in jail or whatever. We should have used the opportunity. We need peace in, in this country. I don't know the guy in River State that was arrested a long time ago, about 2 or 3 months ago. Has he been released? I've forgotten his name. Do you know?
Who was arrested? What guy
He was a journalist. I don't know his name.
was
Yeah, but anyway,
arrested?
I mean, I'm going to Google it later when somebody starts speaking. Then I will find out and I'll bring it up. But the point is that if you want to say you want to promote democracy, this is an opportunity for you to use and pardon, have the country come to a peaceful resolution. And even the country, an epitome of that. That's the first thing you should do. Like I said, the country case is not going to be litigated in court. You've seen it, even what's going on, right? Even at all, they don't have any solid evidence against you. Now they're talking about radio Biafra nonsense or whatever, that's part of crazy, that's going to come out. So we don't really know. I mean, initially, when the case was going on, the judge, everybody was praising him that he's doing the right thing. But the way they move the case right now, which is good, then they try to, why this radio Biafra or something like that. But that's notwithstanding, the point right now is that we're talking about the Democratic Day. This is an opportunity Tinubu would have used, pardon Nnamdi Kanu. He should be number 1 on that list.
Okay.
For peace to reign in that country. I mean, that's what I see it. And I told you about honor given nonsense, honor given to Bayo Noniga. And I said it. Now, I've already confirmed that he's a bigot. He's the one that's perpetuating the bigot in that country. If you can indulge Bayo Noniga, somebody trafficking, tribalism, bigot to the highest level, and you're giving them honor. You're telling Nigeria, yes, whatever is coming, whatever Bayo Noniga was doing, it's my mouthpiece. That's why I see that. Pardon. I mean, that's why I see that honor. So that's my opinion in that pardon. I don't have a lot of people to, that I can think about. Maybe Stay Humble have more information on people that, that he can pardon. I only know about Nnamdi Kanu, and that should have been number 1 in that country, in my own opinion. Welcome, Stay Humble.
Yeah, thank you very much.
Thank you for joining the show. Thank you so much for joining the
Welcome,
show. I just wanted thank you for joining the show. Stay humble, Mr. Show. Thank you for joining the show. I just wanted to add that following the execution of the Ogoni 9, Nigeria was suspended for the Commonwealth and they received a lot of international sanctions. So that is how big this case was. Stay humble. Welcome to the show. What do you think about Tinubu's pardon of the Ogoni 9? And who would you have loved to see on the list of those pardoned?
Yeah. I didn't know that he pardoned Ogoni 9, to be honest, because I've decided not to. I've closed my ears and eyes to some of the shenanigans of his administration, so I don't really keep up to date, because most of the things they do, they're quite annoying and very childish. So for the sake of my sanity, I've decided not to. In fact, the last time I paid attention to details of government and governance was during the time of Jonathan. That was when I really paid. But after Buhari came with all their childish, showmanship everywhere, I decided to switch off regarding even the list of the recipients of the so-called award. I didn't even bother to look at it. So why did he if he pardoned Ogoni, it's very laughable. Like, what did he hope to achieve by that? I think he is just gearing for 2027. By pardoning the Ogoni 9, if that happened, he would gain the sympathy of the Ogoni people and support, so-called, for 2027 election. And that's just the script of his masters. He's playing the script of his masters. Whoever is, they have a script that at so and so time this is what you do, at so and so time this is what you do, to deceive the people. Regarding Nnamdi Kanu, of course, his incarceration so it's related to his fight for Biafra, which the authors of Nigeria, wherever they are in the world, do not like, and they will do everything. The Nigerian government is not alone in keeping him in jail. I think tomorrow, if their masters, wherever in Washington, D.C. or 10 Downing Street, say releasing Nnamdi Kanu, they'll release him immediately. So, that's what we should understand. And if we've not understood that till now, then we're just wasting our time. Because if we've not understood
sorry to cut you short. I just wanted to point out that while I understand the angle you're coming from Nnamdi Kanu, the angle his name was brought in by a man of prestige. I asked who he would have loved to see on the pardon list, and that is how man of prestige mentioned Nnamdi Kanu. So I'm asking you, which Nigerian would you love to see on the list of those pardoned by the president in the Democracy Day speech?
Okay, yeah, I would love to say Tinubu's name, after he had resigned, on the list of people pardoned. If he resigns today and confesses and asks for forgiveness for the hostile takeover of government, he'll be included on. We'll pardon him and include him on the list.
Okay, thank you very much, Mr. Paul. I see. Thank you for joining the show. Welcome. We are talking about the Ogoni 9 today. Tinubu has finally mercy for them and their families who have been fighting Shell all these years, even though they lost the case eventually a few years ago. What do you think?
Yeah, Ngozi Kahai, it's been a long time. So it's kind of funny by this thing called pardon. The Ogoni family don't really need the pardon. Kewe, can you help me a little bit at the talk? The Ogoni family, they say they don't need pardon because they were not incarcerated. You understand? Like they commit this atrocity that they are asking for pardon. They didn't do anything wrong, so they are not asking for pardon. You understand? It's like saying Biola rigged the election and we forgive him for it. You understand? That's not what is said to somebody like Abiola, MKO, and every other thing. If they can recognize Abiola now like somebody who won the election, even when the presidency it was not officially announced, but now they recognize it that way. So why will you want to say the Ogoni when you pardon me? It looked like they sentenced me and I went for a jail. But all the old courts, when the case was in court with the findings and everything, they never said Ken Saro Wiwa commit this atrocity. So why pardoning somebody that never was not sentenced and everything? Because court free this man, but Abacha choose to go ahead and do whatever he want to do. And everything, they free him, they never accuse him for this. So you cannot pardon somebody who didn't even commit these things that they allege that he did. Because I use the word now carefully. It was just an allege. You understand? It was not completely. So when you pardon, it looked like, well, initially I even commit this offense and everything. They were arguing and everything. It's like telling our stories. I live in the US. Sorry, I'm deviating a little bit. Where some of my African American brothers will tell me that, oh, some of you people sold us as slaves. I said, no. They try to bring all this proof. I make them understand. Go look at the story of somebody like King Jaja Fokobo, Oba Ovaroa. You understand? When they take down the king that we're fighting for our own cause, and they plant their own king, and their own king we're doing business for them. That is not our king. It is the one that you people force to us, and you take down our own king. So it's just the same thing. So I don't think the word even pardon. First of all, I don't even agree, and I support the people of the Ogoni for saying that they don't believe in the pardon because, at the first place, they never commit anything that they sentence them. So the word pardon, I don't think is the right word. I disagree. These people was abused while they were fighting for their rights. See, today, I went to graduation some weeks back. I see people from Saudi Arabia who come to graduation. They are going back. Everybody who graduates in the Middle East, they are going back home. But people like us were looking for all the old loophole to shut down here. After acquiring all this knowledge that we're supposed to take back home to improve our home, but they will shut down here. So that's exactly what they were fighting for. They were fighting for their right to remain, to ask for what belongs to them. This oil belongs to these people. They were suffering, they were going through pain and everything, fighting for their rights. Then you want to say, oh, they killed some people. Meanwhile, it become faction where you lobby one to punish the other person and everything. I don't think it works like that. So I don't believe. Then talking about other people, some of these people that they even make mention of, they just talk to them passively. Like the joke that will joke with somebody like Kokori. I could remember Kokori. It was funny when they make mention of Kokori to Abacha then. You understand? So when Abacha was doing sanction, banned, this one, New Pen, banned, this one, banned. Then they said Kokori. Abacha didn't know that Kokori is a human being. He said also banned. He didn't know Kokori is a human being. He said banned. So just saying, oh, Kokori, you give him national honor and everything. I don't really think he didn't even like bring the family down. Certain things that they do that I've seen in the US here. You want to give family pardon. These are the times you bring the families around. Why you say, oh, Frank Kokori, camera will beam to that people's family. You will see the children, maybe grandchildren, they will come there. They will talk certain things, things like that. You make mention of stuff like that, you see the children, you say, okay, even though if to say, okay, oh, we are giving his grandchildren scholarship or stuff like that, you just understand. These people, they gone. You just make mention of their name. People don't even really understand anything that happened to them. It's just cheap politics to gain the South vote. That's I just see what they want to do. They didn't really do anything special.
Thank you so much, Mr. Paul. So I want to bring it the Ogoni issue. Pardon, I want to bring it a little bit home for to bring it to compare it to what is happening today. Do you think that the Ogoni people died in the Ogoni 9? Do you think their death was in vain, given what is happening today in the Niger Delta? And the people who are now claiming to be fighting for the Niger Delta, the likes of Tompolo and Saro Wiwa, what do you think their case would have been if it was 1990 all over again? Anybody can take this.
Okay, I think I see the lives of Asari Dokubo, the lives of Ateke Tom, and the lives these people who fought all this fight and everything. It just pained me that we continuously raise monster because people who fight for the right cause. There are so many people. I'm from that region that fought for the right cause. They look foolish, but the people who fight for the wrong cause, it makes them become hero. You understand? It makes them look like they're fighting for the right cause, even while they were just fighting for their own pockets. But to some extent, I will give it to them. Because on our own, if we're expecting that the government on their own will do the right thing, I don't think anything will happen. You understand? They did not create anything before they built Abuja. There's a master plan, and they are fighting to follow the master plan in Abuja and everything. Draw a master plan, and government make a budget. But saying one community to another community to another community, it doesn't work very well. When you make people useless, you make people stupid and everything, then you give people all this type of money. Niger Delta is the only place where I see what they call community work. What is community work? That I will go work community work. I will go work 6 months, and that work will come back to me the next 4 years. I'll go work 6 months. An illiterate person, somebody who just have basic education, will go do an EPA work, is making 1 million. A filter electrician is making like 2 million, 3 million a month. Then you go work 6 months. For the next 4 years, you will not get another job. What do you think we'll do with those type of money? While you are going for that 6 months, people already, Voke don't go, Tega don't go. Before you know what's happened, 3, 4 girls are already pregnant for that money, waiting for the money to come and everything. These are the things. What kind of nonsense is that? There is nowhere in Nigeria have that kind of job. You say community job. You
Is
understand?
this
Put
practice
up all.
still? Is this still practice till today? Is this still a thing
It's
till
still
today?
practice till tomorrow. That is the fight where now we want to fight that I want to go look for job for my father's side, my father's mother's side, my mother's father's side, my mother's mother's side. So you will turn around. Then if you don't get it, guess what you do? The only way you can stay afloat to be making more money is for you now to now become community leader, security. So when you are security, they put your name on payroll. So that's why everybody want to become warlord. Because if I go fight to go do one job that I will work for the next 3 years, it will not come to me. I think it makes sense for me to do more trouble. My father will empower me, will put all the charm, those things that they believe, to make me strong so that they make me community leader, youth leader, all the security and everything that you are protecting your people. So continuously now your name is on payroll, you are making money. So that's how we get all these people. Then by the time I become so strong, who do you think I will still abuse? Is my own people. Because it's my people I will abuse that they will know that, oh, I think a Tom is very, very strong. He's not fighting any Yoruba person. He's fighting his own fellow people. You understand? So it's just nonsense. We continue to raise monster everywhere. You see all those things that Asani Dokubo is doing. That's how they put it. They recognize him, and he's going to bring people that say, "Oh, you are fighting for your people." Then they put him on payroll. You understand? So it's barbaric. It's stupid. It never worked. I've never seen it anywhere in Nigeria, apart from the Niger Delta. And where did they learn that thing? Did they learn it in Houston, Texas? Did they learn it in North Dakota, South Dakota, or Saudi Arabia, or Qatar, any other place? I never seen that kind of thing before. Where did they bring that kind of thing called community work? Go develop the region. Put schools there. All the artisans, all the trade schools, like we used to have PTF, Petroleum Training Institute. Put all the things. The people want to learn plumbing, learn electrician, learn all type of thing. And government draw a Marshall Plan. How do we want to develop the Niger Delta? Then another funny thing again, how we having all these multinational companies and all their corporate offices in Lagos. So they make all this money in Delta, in Akwa Ibom, then they pay the tax to Lagos. You understand? Then I'll be working community work. Then I will be working community work. Then an Igbo man or a Yoruba man will work in those companies for 35 years and collect gold wristwatch. 35 years meritoriously. Then me, I will be working 3 months, 4 months. Then they'll say, oh, we are lazy people. It's just so stupid. Don't give me work for 6 months and say I finished my own turn. Then I'll be waiting for another 4, 5 years, depending how strong I am to get the job back. Then you know another funny thing again. Sorry, let me just land with this. Then another funny thing again, because as an helper, I'm making 1.5 million a month. But if I say I'm a filter, I'm an electrician, I'm making 2.5 welder, maybe like X3 welder, I'm making like 4 million a month. You know what I will do? Ikena that is welder will take my position, 4 million. Then Ikena will be giving me 2 million every month. I didn't go anywhere. Ikena is working as a Tega, Ogene Fijiro, is representing me, doing my job. Me now, I will just sit down, make me lazy. I will sit down at the comfort of my house. Somebody is doing my work, goes work, working as a welder. So instead of me to be, I don't have the skills, you understand? So I'm supposed to be an helper to make 1.5, but I fight to say I'm an electrician. But it's Ikena that is electrician. And you know the funny part, these people pretend like they don't know me and Ikena. Do you know why they pretend? Because you know this thing that you label people, they say, oh, the people lazy, the people don't want to work. You don't want people from that community because easily they can fight from their rights, for their rights. But if stranger comes, stranger will just do anything to say, nah, money I can't make here, make I go. So that Yoruba boy is doing my job. That man from Togo, that man from Benin Republic is doing my job. Me, I just sit down and we share the money, profit sharing. You cannot grow the place like that. It will never work and it won't work. They need a master plan.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. I want us to widen this conversation a little bit. I want us to, this happened, the Ogoni 9 execution happened during the Abacha era. And then I want us to have a look at who is making a case for her husband.
Would you say that all of these claims are accurate, especially with all of these repatriations of funds and all of them, credited to the monies stashed abroad under the military administration of the late General Sani Abacha?
Who is the witness of the monies that were being stashed? Did you see the signature or the evidence of any monies stashed abroad? And the monies that my husband kept for Nigeria, in a few months, the monies vanished. People are not talking about that. Why are you blaming somebody for is that tribalism or religious program, or what is the problem with Nigerians? I pray for Nigerians. I pray for all of us. I pray that we should have goodness in our hearts. We should stop telling lies and blaming people. Why are we so bad towards each other? Because somebody is a northerner or a southerner, somebody is a Muslim or a Christian, or somebody is nice, or it's not fair. I think the press should try, the press should try to educate the people. You are here to educate the people, to inform the people, and to entertain. You are here to help the country. You are not here to judge people.
Indeed.
People are not that bad. People are not. When things are happening, you are not talking about. 27 years ago, you are still talking about him. Abacha must be very powerful. Abacha must be very loved by all of you, by all of Nigerians, by all of us. We thank God for that.
Yes,
we are still talking about it, alhamdulillah.
Yes, they were also, it's on record that Nigeria's economy was also strong under the administration of General Sani Abacha. There was an increase in foreign exchange reserves. External debt was reduced.
Where did he steal the money from? So where would he have stolen the money from? Where would he have stolen the money from?
Well, that's what previous administrations told Nigerians, that a lot of Nigerians' monies were taken out and kept overseas.
And because Nigerians are fools, they listen to everything. Babangida doesn't make Nigeria alone. Abacha does not make Nigeria alone. Abiola and everybody, nobody is big enough for Nigeria. We are all very important. Even the single man on the street is very important. We are all human beings. For goodness sake, all this wahala should stop. Babangida cannot make things or make things. Shi ma yaji da kansa kawai, gaskiya.
All right.
I think the lady is right to some extent. She's 100% right. I agree with her. You understand? Some of the money that they say Abacha stole. No, Abacha didn't steal some of this money that he said. Because
Mr. Paul, sorry to cut you off. My network. If people are going to understand the frustration of using the network in Nigeria, it's going to be on, and I just hope it doesn't stop our stream. So I was saying that the woman has told you people she does not want her husband.
Yeah, she's gone again. Yeah, I don't think Abacha steal money like they keep saying Abacha steal money. We were under sanction. Abacha is one of the military head of state that never traveled. He never left Nigeria and ever that thing. Somebody who is stealing money, he never left Nigeria. But we are under sanction, all the sanctions that were taking place then. So what Abacha do is just all these covert operations, certain way that they divert money to buy military weapons, to buy some things back because of the sanctions that we are in. Yeah, that does not mean Abacha did not commit so many atrocities. And in one of the ways for him to correct it, he was not thinking that maybe if I transit from military to civilian, that can help because of all the sanctions. During Abacha time, Canadian embassies, they left Nigeria, all the sanctions and the like. So Abacha kept those money to use it indirectly to buy weapons, to buy some things that we need in Nigeria, because they sanctioned us to even buy some of the things for our refineries, to buy some equipment and everything. We couldn't get access to them. So you have to go through the back channels to get everything. So he didn't steal money, but that's how he tried to run the government. But are you telling me that is Abacha a dictator? 100% he's dictator. He's greedy. He wants to remain there, sit tight in the government. He commits so many atrocities. But talking about those money, I don't think he will want to steal money and never travel out of the country. You understand hard issues. Even at the time, Abacha even threatened France that he can go to war with France. Like he don't even know the meaning of France. It's like going to war with 30 countries. You want to go to war with America, NATO, and everything. This is how Abacha stood his ground, because the West too were not good people. You understand? But he
So,
kept
Mr.
this
Paul,
money. And
Mr. Paul,
then,
sorry to
sorry,
cut
let
you
me
short.
land with this way. Sorry, let me
No,
just land with this way. And if
I
Abacha
want to
stole money and they
ask you a
started
question.
recovering this money, Ngozi,
I
let me
want to
just land
ask
so
you
that
a
you put
question. You
all
are
the
going
questions
to land.
together.
You are going to land. I want to ask you a question. You are going to land with the question. It's just a simple question. Are you saying that because he did not leave the country all the while he was the dictator, he could not have stolen money? Is that
No,
what you're saying?
he was having issues with the West. And why will he go keep the money with the West? He didn't keep this
So,
money in Saudi Arabia. He didn't keep this money in Pakistan. He didn't keep this money in Iraq. He kept the money in the people that sanctioned him. He can't be that stupid. You understand?
okay.
And if Abacha actually stole this money for the purpose of stealing this money, and they started recovering this money, what kind of people are we, Ngozi? Where are the bankers that help him do all this transfer? Is it Abacha carry this money in hand and travel, go drop the money like the way we go keep money in our savings account in Nigeria back in the days? You just go to
Well,
bank
some
and
people have
deposit the
been named.
money.
Some people
Woo,
have been named
woo,
in this Abacha.
woo.
I know of, if I'm not mistaken, is it Dasuki? Some people
No,
in
that,
the past
no,
administration, some people in the past
no,
administration and this present
no,
administration have links to Abacha. Some of them have been fingered in moving this money.
no, Ngozi, where are the bankers? Where are all the people who do all this transfer? Nobody. You understand? Yes, there might be
What
trace of
did you
steal.
do with the information of those that were fingered in this whole Abacha route? What did you do
I
with the
don't know
information?
anybody. I don't know
Okay.
anybody. I live, I learn. I don't know anybody
200
that
million
we are
Nigerians
convicted,
could say there's something, but
apart
I
from only the
see
one
that
that is dead, only Abacha. Nobody. Tell me anybody, any bank in Nigeria that help to do all this laundering and every other thing.
maybe
You understand? Tell
Cardoso
me
will help
anyone.
us.
Not. I didn't know anybody.
Cardoso will help us. I want to
Yeah,
thank you, Mr. Paul.
Cardoso.
I want our
Okay.
executive producer to come in. Thank you, Mr. Show, for holding down the fort. Thank you for joining the show.
Thank you, Ngozika, and well done. So regarding the Abacha issue, I wouldn't say much because I'm not sure who's watching, who's not watching, but I know somebody very closely who worked at a director level at one of the topmost banks in England. And the person told me years ago, talking about 15 years ago, that Abacha's favorite bank was the bank where she worked as a director. Abacha was gone all this while, but she said, our bank where I work was Abacha's favorite bank. And if you do a simple Google search, you would see that Nigeria's government presidency was actually petitioning that bank in 2018, especially asking for some of our money. Now, the motive of putting the money there, we can debate. But Abacha did not stash our money abroad. Aha, Paul, Abacha carried plenty. See, you said, why is it only Abacha? You know why? Because he's dead. If Babangida dies tomorrow, the amount of money they will start finding. Let me tell you something about some of these men. You've seen the video of Wike where his plane was going to crash and he started praying. All of you have seen the video. And he was praying and he was kabashing and some people said it's not Wike, it's not Wike. And 2 days later, Wike has a loud mouth. He did a testimony where he was saying his plane was going to crash. So, he owned up to the video. I told my friends before Wike even owned up to it, I said, jokingly, Wike was thinking about the billions stashed away that his family do not know about. Those monies will have just perished for a while. And maybe 20 years later, they will start finding them to say, this is Nigeria's money. Somebody moved it. Because think about it. Even regular people, there was a publication in London, and we all joked about it, those of us in England, over 50 houses owned by Nigerian men who have died, and those houses are not claimed. So I sent it to my friend and said, go check if my papa named Dede, properties that would just go back to the government of the UK if nobody claims it. So in terms of Abacha taking our money, he took so much money. But the reason, I know forefathers would often say maybe he was keeping it to buy weapons, and you've alluded to that. It's possible the motive might be different, but did he take money out of Nigeria? Paul, these people, even their wives and children, they don't trust. They will show them a little, and the rest they would hide completely, that only them would know. And those who helped them to move it abroad would know. In terms of, he was having a problem with the West. This is where the West are different. They bend the rules to favor their country and their people. It doesn't matter if you're a bad guy. Where is Pobia living today? Pobia has been living in Switzerland for the last 20 years or thereabout. I think when I checked, the last time I checked, I think it was costing Cameroon about $20,000 per day for Pobia to live in Switzerland. He governs from Switzerland. The West will not complain and say Pobia has been in power since 1982. That's not a coup to them. They will keep quiet. But let somebody do something in Burkina Faso. This is anti-democracy, anti-this. So Abacha took a lot of money. His wife is talking a lot of nonsense. And I expect her to defend her husband. And her children will defend their father like anybody would. His death anniversary was the 8th of June, which is only 6 days ago. So they interviewed a few of them. They were eulogizing their dad. Good luck to them. But Abacha robbed Nigeria blind. That is a given. And these other current ones, the money they are taking today, Paul, if we begin to find out years later, if some of them die unexpectedly, we will find out things that would shock you. All these monies that they are borrowing, all this nonsense, one borehole, 220 million naira. Where's the money going? Where is it going? One borehole costs less than 10 million naira. Nigeria is charging you and I 220 million. Where's the money going? Or is it like street lights, solar panel? So all these things, this money are being stashed away in dollars. They don't keep their money in naira because they know naira it fluctuates. Although it's been stable since Tinubu came in. Yes, they devalued it. It's now worthless, but it's stable. It's about 2,100 to a pound. So they've kept it stable, but it's useless. The paper they print it on is more expensive than the naira itself. Do you understand? So these guys don't keep their money in naira. The West know that they are bad guys, but as long as the money will stay in the West and it would benefit their economy, they would use it 50 times over. And they will not give you your money back when you people come to complain. They will give you 100 million today. So Abacha is a benevolent father from heaven. He's sending us money on a regular. We're getting a lot from Abacha after many years. Atiku Bagudu, thank you. That was his bagman. That was his. In fact, the name actually makes sense. Bagudu was his bagman. Where's Bagudu today? He's in Nigeria, getting all sorts of positions. So these people don't. let me just leave it. I just heard that about it and I was like,
but sure. See, now when you call Bagudu now, when the bank choose to release some of this money, if through the Financial Commission, the EFCC, whatever, our Interpol, whatever, the way they track everything, they're still going to ask, how did they launder the money? Where this money passed? Who and who was part of the signatory? Certain questions that they ask, just because of Abacha is dead. So it's only Abacha. Abacha cannot do it itself. So if our government choose not to release all those information, it just look like, like they said, my father would say, dead dog don't bark. Because the dog is dead, it's only the dog's fault now. You understand? We don't want to talk about who owns this dog that bites the other person before they take the dog down. Nobody want to ask who is the owner of this dog. So these are the things. If no bank in Nigeria, how did we sell our crude oil and the crude oil went to this place? Who ordered this oil money for whatever place we sell our crude in the US, whatever place, and say who ordered this money from CBN to say transfer the money to this place, not coming to the CBN? If they didn't bring anybody to book, it's just hard for me to talk and everything. So which means the government is not ready, which means the Financial Crime Commission, they are not ready and everything. It's just hard. Look, the funny part of it, Bagudu can be thief 100%. I have top person in the media, you understand, where we talk bedroom talk. But the funny part, if I say certain things here today, some of you can challenge me. But where is your source? What newspaper? What media house? Where did you get this news from? It's just hard for me to defend myself, even when the information can be true. Do you know why? Because when we protect the thief, you understand, then we become the rumor mongers. Because where are your facts? You understand? We cannot do these things like this.
With you. I will send this to Ngozeka if she can post it. I just searched my YouTube chat because I remember I saw a document a while ago. When did they share this? 18th November 2024. So it was around November when this trended. There's a letter that was circulated on the internet around 18th November 2024, and it was a letter from Miriam Babangida. Sorry, it was a letter to Miriam Babangida where she tried to move 66.5 million pounds from one account to another. 1993. Mrs. Babangida, The letter was circulated, and she got a reply from the bank saying that she didn't have enough money in that particular account. I'm talking in the UK, how is Miriam Babangida trying to move 66 million pounds in 1993 from one account to the other? These are the people we're dealing with. So now imagine Abacha, the husband. This is Babangida's wife. But Abacha himself, I'll send the letter to Ngozi Kana, and she can share the letter to whoever wants to see it. It was London House, something, the address, Mrs. something Babangida, with reference to your request letter dated 8th July 1993, instructing us to effect immediate transfer of 66.5 million pounds from one account to another. I am directed to inform you that your request cannot be honored. This is 1993, 63 million pounds. Bro, these people we are dealing with, when in the Bible, when they say principalities and powers, they live in Nigeria. Those are the people we're dealing with. But I'll let you guys carry on.
So, thank you, Mr. Shu. Thank you very much. I just wanted to add that earlier, Mr. Paul, you asked who were his collaborators, and I said that, that was a slip of tongue. I actually wanted to say Bagudu and Hamza, Al-Mustafa Hamza. Those were the people I wanted to mention. And Mr. Shu, please send me that letter. I remember when it trended late last year. Mr. I, thank you so much for joining the show. Mr. Prince, thank you so much for joining the show. Even though we're about to move on to the next topic, but the next 10 minutes, 5 minutes.
I don't have to speak on Abacha, please. I need to speak on Abacha.
Okay. So this is what we're going to do. I want us to round up this topic in the next 15 minutes. So we're going to go 3 minutes, but I'm going to give 5 minutes to the two people who just joined us now. So Mr. Ike and Mr. Prince, you're welcome to the show. Mr. Ike, you have 5 minutes. We've been talking about the Ogoni 9 pardon and the Abacha dynamics since it was during his regime that they were executed. What do you think? Welcome to the show.
Good afternoon, good morning, good evening. I'm happy to see you today, be the anchor of our program from Nigeria, right? It's funny. We hope that your connection will keep you there for as long as 3 hours. Yes. The issue of the Ogoni people. I don't think there is anything to pardon for because the people did not commit any offense. I think they were fighting for the right of their people. The destruction of the environmental situation in Ogoni land, and for them to be able to enjoy the resources that are coming from their place. So I don't think there is anything to pardon with because I don't think these people committed any crime. Life has been lost. Ogoni land today, environmentally, economically, is destroyed. And like somebody said, all the multinational institutions that are operating in those lands, their headquarters in Lagos, in Abuja. And the people that own the resources, they are left with nothing. It is people, the Yorubas and the Hausas that are driving Babariga. They are the people who are managing all those multinational companies far away from where the resources are coming from. And the owners of the resources have nothing. They are begging crumbs that fall from the tables of their masters. So what your illegitimate president did yesterday wasn't, for me, I don't see anything that is special. After all, he didn't address Nigerians. He was only speaking to his political members in the National Assembly. Did he address you, Ngozi? Did he address Nigerians? He didn't address the nation. He talked to his political sycophants, the brigandas and the buccaneers that he put in the National Assembly. He wasn't talking to me. I don't think he was talking to any common Nigerian in the street, because I think we don't have any national anthem anymore. What we have is on your mandate we shall die and fall. So I mean, he's not speaking to any common Nigeria. So all these things are like listen, this is already politics of 2027. So he's trying to get the vote of the people of the South Side. But I think the people of South Side are smart and intelligent, more than that. So we know all these things they are doing is that it's going to be APC against Nigeria. That's my belief. That's my hope. That's what I think is going to be. So probably if he really was sincere about national reconciliation and national healing, there are journalists, there are human rights activists. Maybe I don't know them, but I think there are a lot of innocent Nigerians that are in prison in Nigeria without any cause. I mean, those are the kind of people. And, you know, the issue of national healing and reconciliation, it would have been an opportunity also to see how you can say, I let Nnamdi Kanu go, because all this shenanigans, all this, you know, all this drama that is being practiced in the Nigerian High Court with this young man, they should know that he's representing a people also, like Saro Wiwa. He's representing a people more than 30 to 40 million people that think that what he's fighting for is a genuine cause. So I think if we're talking about that kind of national reconciliation, I think we would have done something like that. And I think the illegitimate government also missed an opportunity also, because I think that day would have been a day would say, hey, the administrator in River State, your time is up. Get out from there and let the man. I'm not speaking for Fubara, because he doesn't want to fight for. But I'm just speaking about democracy and the people of River State. I'm not speaking for Fubara, because these are the kind of people I don't want around me. But I'm speaking about democracy and the people of River State. He missed an opportunity to say, hey, administrator from Cross River or Akwa Ibom, listen, get out. Your time is over. And this man, go back to your seat. But all those things, he missed it. It was all about talking about he's happy that the political parties are in disarray, and he's happy that what is going on. He said, open the door, you know. So I don't think he has anything tangible for me. On the issue of the Abacha, you know, all of us are a living witness of Abacha rule. I was one of the people who also was also arrested in Mali. We were put in prison. We are put in police cell for almost 3 weeks because we refused to welcome Abacha when he came to Mali. We are the people who say this man cannot come to Mali, and if he comes, we will not go. So some of us who were leaders of Nigerian community and all the Igbo community, Yoruba community, Hausa community, some of us who opposed that coming, all of us were picked out by the Nigerian embassy, and we were in police cell for almost 3 weeks until he came and go. You know, so I mean, I don't know what is important. My question to all Nigerians is that all this money that we have been said that are being recovered here and there, what has been the impact to those money to a common Nigerian in the street? All the money we hear they recover. Where is the money? What has it impacted in the life of every common Nigerian in the street? The same people that recover the money, the same people share the money among themselves. So what are we talking about? Because Nigeria has so much that it can steal as long as you want, and the money cannot finish. Right?
Thank you, Mr. Ike. Thank you, Mr. Ike. We're trying to keep to time. Thank you so much for that. I am going to come to you next, Mr. Prince, but I want to share the Miriam Babagida's letter, since we're still on the, for those that said that there was no way Abacha could have moved the funds since he was having issues with the West. This was a letter from 1993 from Miriam Babangida's bank, informing her that the millions and millions of pounds she wanted to move to another account was not possible. 1993, that is 32 years ago. Millions of pounds. For anybody still wondering how they were able to move so much money about. And okay, Mr. Prince, Ogoni 9, Niger Delta, Abacha.
Ngozi, good morning. Yeah, we're still in the morning over here. Madam Prestige, good morning, good afternoon, and good evening, wherever you are. Paul, please let me stand on the Oga Ike. I throw a salute. You know, let me just stand on existing protocol, whichever way it is. Paul, I'm surprised at some of the comments you made pertaining Abacha, I mean, what is there not to believe? For your information, his bagman is the current Minister of Budget in Nigeria right now, as we are talking. The current budget minister, Atiku Bagudu, whatever they call him, was a bagman to Abacha. You know, and I align myself with so much with what Oga Ike said. You know, my little story about Abacha was that during that period, I had just, you know, I was at Oshodi. We just came back from school because there was this threat that there was going to be a protest and whatever it is. So I came back and then I was at Oshodi trying to, you know, deliver, you know, I used to work for these people, you know, then that was when they started having this, all these sachet water in bags and all that. So I used to, you know, work for a company that will go and then they'll deliver and collect the money. Do you know that Abacha men, which is those guys from Ojo Cantonment, almost got me arrested for nothing, just for the fact that they saw money in my hands. If not that, I don't know, for some reason, they decided to collect money from me. And that was company's money that they collected. Because if not, it would have been throwing me into the Black Maria for something I didn't do. I was minding my business, just finished with a customer, going to the other customer. You know how the way that Coca-Cola, they deliver and then somebody is collecting money. That was how I was just collecting the money. And I would have been probably thrown in prison and forgotten. That was my sad experience with Abacha. And wherever he is, in as much as I'm not God, wherever he is, let him remain there. The day he passed away, I was one of the people who was so happy. I was so happy that he passed on because he thought he was God, but he's not God. The money that he sent through Bagudu to different places that is being brought back, where is the money being used? You know, where is it? It's still being, you know, they're relooting it. And shame on his wife for coming to defend his husband, her husband. But anyways, am I surprised? No. What if she don't, you know, if she don't defend the husband, who is she gonna defend? Is it me that she's gonna defend? Obviously, she's gonna defend the husband. But all I know that we'll all meet one day. When I say we'll all meet, I don't know. He's not gonna be where I am. You know, it's between him and God. He will be on the other side for all the evil that he did. So be it. Coming to Ogoni 9 and that kind of a thing, like I said, I align myself with what Mr. Ike said. Ogoni 9, it is what it is. I mean, what is there to pardon? What is there to pardon? You know,
thank you.
The illegitimate president ended up making a mess of, you know, a full jest of himself. That's all I can say. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Mr. Prince. So, man of prestige, stay humble. And Mr. Paul, I'm calling to you next. And please, you have 2 minutes, just the Abacha angle before we move on to the next topic. So, man of prestige.
Thank you very much. Welcome, my brother. Please, Martin. Nice to have you. So let me start with Paul narrative. Paul, I mean, maybe that's your understanding about Abacha. You put a caveat there, you condemn him, but you put a caveat, you know, that money. Let's put something that is well documented. Abacha stole between about 5 billion if you put it an inflation level, by then, 1983, 1 million is equivalent to 3 million today, more than 3 million. This is in context. That's what it is today. As of then, it was 1 million. If you put an inflation level, it's about 3 million, 3 million plus. So, and out of that, 5 million that was achieved, that he stole more than 5 million. 3 million has been recovered. That's documented, 3 million has been documented. So when you make it uncommitted, I mean, I'm not going to fault you if you are trying to make a excuse, because I know you're not a better supporter, so that's quite evident. But having said that, I mean, Abacha is one of the people, no, let me start. The wife has the impetus to come on national TV and said, "Why are we talking about the husband? He didn't steal any money. The country was, the country was in a dire situation, blockade and some other things." That don't make sense. To begin with, this man embezzled a lot of money. This siphoned Nigerian money through the central bank. We know it, and that was perpetuated. They used like a share company to perpetuate what he was perpetuating, and that money was directly funded to his personal account. I mean, he used the excuse of, no, that one is different. He used the excuse of national security threat, and getting the money from central bank. It was siphoned to his personal, personal gain. That's well documented. And he awarded some fake contract. And that's where the share come in. And those money those fake contracts were being siphoned to his personal account. I mean, he inflated the invoice of many contracts that was awarded, and all of them going to his personal account. Can I go on and on? I mean, this man has company in offshore account, a lot of them. He has money in Luxembourg. He has money in UK, I think UK, US, and JC.
Thank you, man of
So he
prestige.
didn't
I'm
invest a lot
trying
of money.
to.
That's not even something to equivocate, because the money he invested at that time, like I said, let me land. Like I said, if the equivalent to what it is today, it's a lot of money. So he didn't embezzle money. There's no deal about it. Well, how do we recover 3 billion?
Okay, we are moving on. Thank you very much, man of prestige. Please, I don't know, stay humble, Mr. Paul. If you want to go on the Abacha angle, you have less than 2 minutes. We want to move on to the next topic because this has been overflowed.
How do you want to give me just 2 minutes, and then
because you've spoken on the Ogoni issue. The Abacha angle was an offshoot of the Ogoni 9 discussion. So I just wanted you to come.
Mr. Paul has been talking, since we started this program, and you want to still give him time.
We can just move on to the next. Let's just move on to the next topic, and then you can use all the time you have there to say whatever you want to say. Because we have to move on. This is you remember we have another broadcast coming up after this. I don't want to eat into
but you need to distribute the time evenly. You can't give Mr. Paul like 1 hour to peddle this information here, and we can't counter.
Sorry. So this is what I am doing. What I am doing is
stay humble, please.
Let me speak, please. We are not here to waste time.
Please
okay?
Let me speak. Stay humble, please. Thank you so much for your patience. So when we talked about the Ogoni 9, I did not interrupt anybody. I let everybody have their say. Now the Abacha angle is what I am saying. Since you've already had your say before the Abacha angle, I am giving you an opportunity to weigh in before we move on to the next one. I did not interrupt you when you had your say in the Ogoni 9, did I?
You can move on to the next topic, please.
Okay, so we're going to take a little break now.
Ngozi, let me just talk. Let me talk. Let me use my own 2 minutes, please.
I have been told I need to move on. This is 25 minutes into the next topic. Please bear with me.
Okay, give me 1 minute. Give me 1 minute. Give me 1 minute just for the purpose of rebut. Just for the purpose to rebut. Many people make mention of my name now, because many people make mention of my name now.
Let's just go on to the next topic. I'm going to go on a break. When we come back, we're going to be talking about Tinubu's opposition in disarray, and we're going to be talking about P2B's Democracy Day speech and everything in between. So stay tuned. We'll be right back. Okay.
Ekwe nekwekwe ka ọ na-abịa n'anya n'aka ekpe nekwekwe ka ọ na-abịa ebe m jelu ekweje gwanụ m ife m ga-eme ụmụ ụwa gbatanụ gwanụ m ife m ga-eme eji m gị ụgwọ eji m gị ụgwọ eji m gị ụgwọ eji m gị ụgwọ ekwe ekwe mgbadike ekwe ekwe mgbadike ekwe ekwe anọkwa mbe m ijelụbịa anọkwa mbe m ijelụbịa iwe bụ akpa ego wee bịa iwe dọkwasị m n'ụkwụ iwe na-ayọ m wee jụ iwe na-ebe akwa ị na-ebe akwa onye na-eti gị ekwe ekwe mgbadike ekwe onye ibe m na-ewe iwe nya biko wee gbuo ya ọsụkọsụ nwamkpi nya biko sugbuo ya onye ife m na-ewe iwe nya biko wee gbuo ya ọsụkọsụ nwamkpi nya biko sugbuo ya selense.
And we are back. Thank you so much for staying with us. Thank you, man of prestige. Thank you, stay humble. Thank you, Mr. Paul. I'm trying to add everybody as quickly as possible. Thank you, Mr. Ike. We're going to go on to the next topic. Apologies for anybody that felt they were not given enough time for the first topic. I do not want to eat into the time for the next broadcast. So I'm going to play some videos that would usher us into the next topic, and then we'll take it from there. This was Tinubu's speech on democracy day. Watch.
A one-party state is not in the oven, nor should it ever be. That said, we would be guilty of political malpractice if we close our door on those from other parties who now seek to join the APC. I sincerely welcome our party's newest members from Delta and Akwa Ibom states, led by Governor Sheriff Oboweri and Pastor Umo Eno and other national members of this respected National Assembly. You are all welcome to the progressive fold. Nobody should close the door. Political parties fearful of members leaving may be better served by examining their internal processes and affairs rather than fearfully conjuring up demons that do not exist. For me, I would not say try your best to put your house in order. I will not help you to do so either. It is indeed a pleasure to witness you in such a disarray.
Have you ever wanted to...
Now listen to Governor Umo Eno of Akwa Ibom State.
Having completed the rounds of my consultation as your servant that you have elected to serve you, I have therefore decided to progressively move to the All Progressive Congress.
And since we're not the only ones that like to have our say, P2B also had his say. So his video is a bit longer. I'm not going to play the whole video, but I'm just going to play a bit of it so you get a sense of the direction the next conversation is going to go in.
Democracy and a better country. May his souls and all souls of faithful departed, through the mercy of God, rest in peace. Today, June 12th, is slated as Democracy Day. Most unfortunately, in our present state, our dear country, Nigeria, cannot be justifiably classified as a democratic country. The vital indicators of democracy are noticeably absent. Some do not even exist. Democracy is said to be a government of the people, by the people, and for the people. Yet, none of these three measures exist in our democracy today. Rules, regulations, requirements to participate in election or be elected for are not followed. Consequently, people who are not qualified and ought to ab initio be disqualified are now holding public offices.
So I am not going to play the full video. Like I said, it's a 7 minutes long video, but you get the idea. He was speaking on Democracy Day, calling the ills in this government. I like it. So there are two topics here that I want us to possibly merge into one because of time. Says he's happy to see the opposition in disarray, and P2B, speaking on the same day in commemoration of the same event, is saying that Nigeria has basically lost it, that we are supposed to be practicing a democracy, but it's not looking like a democracy anymore. And then, of course, you saw Governor of Akwa Ibom State saying he was moving to the All Progressive candidate. So my questions are as follows. For you, Mr. Paul,
Hold on, Ngojika.
some people have in the past.
You need to start from where we come from. I mean, I'm number one, followed by Stay Humble, then Paul.
Sorry, the way my screen is laid out, he comes at the top, but I hear you. So we're going to start with you, then Stay Humble, then Mr. Paul, then Alamefla. I wish you could see my screen. It's the way it is laid out. So, man of prestige, I come to you with this question. A lot of people in the past have called P2B's approach soft. They've said that he's not the tough-talking opposition that needs to be. And some other people have said that he needs to be this way because we can't have what Nigerians claim they are fighting against. What do you think? Is he now talking tough the way Nigerians want him to?
Thank you, Ngojika. So it's two parts to this what I'm about to say. What I'm going to be P2B, of course, still so-called democratic. But I'm going to start with somebody, somebody I believe in so much that will do a better job for that Nigeria if they come to power. But I don't know what's going to happen. So let me talk about Obi's speech. Let's emphasize that what Obi emphasized is accountability, physical prudence, youth empowerment, and good governance. That's his Obi's speech, and I'm going to grade him. If I have to grade him, let me say on content, I will give him A-. On tone, I will give him B+. On vision, I'll probably give him A. So the man spoke very well on ramification. And going by his speech, you can see a lot of things that he did. There's a connectivity in his speech. There's patriotism. He emphasizes all those things that he needed from a leadership. And I've graded him like say patriotism. He was right up there. He was like about A, in my own opinion. Connectivity, the way he connected the ordinary people, I give him B+. That's my grade, So in reference to that, I give Obi his speech between 55 to 80 in most of what he said. And I have fact-checked most of what he said. Most of what he said is real accurate. If you go fact-check everything that he said when he talk about GDP, physical responsibility, and everything that he said, he was right on the money. I mean, he did not miss spot. Everything he said was right. You look at before Tinubu came in, there's no doubt what our GDP was. I mean, we used to be number 1 before, followed by South Africa, Egypt, and so on and so on. We are number 4 right now. I mean, our GDP before Tinubu came, which was 2022, we have over 477 billion. And what do we have right now? Great, what we have right now is less than that. It's probably about 300 billion. So where's the money we are getting from the removal of fuel subsidy? You know, and no, oil is not, you know, as good as it used to be before. But regardless, our GDP not supposed to be depreciated to that angle right now. So it has to do with Tinubu way of governing. I mean, I know we're not getting a lot of revenue from oil, like I said, we used to get before, but I was just trying to compare Obi's speech, that he was right on the money, he did not miss word. So I commend him for that. You know, I commend him for the speech he did. That's what we need, a person of prudence in that regard. So let me go to Tinubu. So Tinubu went to that's the first time in my understanding that he has addressed, you know, the true chamber of the house. Some of the speech is okay, you know. I don't know who gave him that kind of. I cannot. Maybe he took some shots, you know, took some booster shot to come and make that narrative. He was that. Yeah, I think so. And he was quite eloquent in some of the speech that he made. But what really transpired that National Assembly is not a place to use your lies about your enemy or whatever. You are speaking to the 3 branches of government. We even have 3 branches of government, which I don't know anymore. You know, it's supposed to talk about your vision, what you have accomplished, and everything. But he used that to fight against his enemy, which is not the right place to do that. So we're talking about what has Tinubu achieved so far that, you know, that's so important, you know, that we're going to talk about. I've told you how everything, all aspect of this thing has depreciated. So when he comes to the national podium, you know, and make all kind of speech he made, that don't even make sense. Are we actually practicing democracy? In my own opinion, we are not. We are practicing what I consider to be a hybrid regime, you know, which is kind of semi-democracy. But on paper, we are structure our democracy like the Americans, but we're not actually practicing it. We are doing the same thing. I mean, the 3 branches of government, all of them has collided, you know, into one structure, because Tinubu controlled the judiciary, you know, he controlled the House of, you know, the Congress. Look at what Obasanjo tried to do when he was in power. He tried to rewrite the constitution. But if Tinubu want to take power right now, because of the weak, you know, Congress that we have, he's going to get it automatically. You have a Akpabio there that's so sycophancy now that anything Tinubu want, he's going to get it. There's no check and balance. So we're not actually practicing democracy. The democracy we are practicing is just kind of weak. It's a weak democracy. I mean, where can I start? Electoral irregularity, corruption, everything, you name it. Nothing is really working in that country. So we cannot be true at ourselves by saying that we are practicing democracy. Hold on, let me learn. In conclusion, I would say,
you have 5 minutes. Your 5 minutes is up. I didn't want to interrupt you.
Democratically, we don't have a functioning democracy. We have what we call a semi-democracy, okay? In my opinion, it's an authoritative to some degree. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, man of prestige. So stay humble. I'm coming to you next. I want you to answer this question. A lot of people have accused Obi of running a parallel government. They say that some claim his parallel government is trying to make Tinubu look back. What do you think? Is Obi running a parallel government, and is it within his right as a member or leader of the opposition to do that? What do you think? Giving his speech at the
Obviously he's not running a parallel government, and you know, we should not be surprised whenever these charlatans peddle falsehood against him. We expect them to do that because that's what they do for a living. We know what parallel government means. We also know what shadow government means, which is quite legitimate. He doesn't even have a shadow government, unfortunately, and you know, that responsibility to have a shadow government, it should not be solely Peter Obi's problem, because in Nigeria we have the establishment, the criminal establishment, that is in partnership with their sponsors and collaborators abroad, and then we have the Nigerian people. Then, you know, for Nigerian people, we should not wait for the heroes. You know, we should not have a hero that would solve all the problems for us. I think, the problem of Nigeria requires collective efforts. It requires very active participation. Yeah, and then it's really unfortunate that people like me, people like Show, people like Paul, and etc., that by now, what happened in 2023, we've not been able to have a very strong political movement in Nigeria that will wrest power from the establishment and put Nigeria to a part of development. We are here, we come every day to analyze what Tinubu has said. How's my business with what he said? What do you expect him to say? We've known this man for more than 20 years and what he's capable of bringing up. So why do we keep on trying to analyze over and over what mistakes, whatever? We expect all these things to happen. What we should be talking about is how do we now wrest power from the establishment and give to the Nigerian people. So if you listen, carefully to all the speeches that Peter Obi has made, so you will be able to draw some inferences from those speeches. One is that people are saying that the reason why Peter Obi lost is because his votes could not be protected. Whose responsibility is it to protect the vote? Is it the responsibility of the citizens to vote and protect their votes? No. It is the responsibility of the electoral body to make sure that the votes are counted and that the right results are announced. So, but if they can't do that, that now falls to the Nigerian that those votes will count. So, and then also it calls for active participation, not docility, not indifference or anything. Whatever party, whatever political movement that will be used in 2027, there should be candidates across all, mark my word, across all the state houses of assembly, across all the federal constituencies, and across all the senatorial zones. That is the only way that you will ensure that each House of Assembly candidate would have his men on ground to protect those votes. Each House of Reps candidate will have his men on ground to make sure that, and then when you have those things, you wouldn't be, wanting to pay agents, 10,000. If you pay each agent 10,000 naira, that is to say that you're going to spend billions to cover the whole polling units across Nigeria, which is really, really expensive. So the key is to have candidates across all the state houses of assembly. If you can achieve that, there is no way, mark my words, there is no way. And for those things to be achieved, you cannot peg the fee for buying forms at 2 million, 3 million, 5 million, and then you expect people to afford those forms. You cannot peg the governorship form for 25 million, and then you wouldn't expect one one aspirant from APC who has been kicked out to just come and hijack the whole show. So you must make the forms available and affordable to Nigerians, and you must promote free and fair primaries in your party. And that is the only way that people will come in, participate actively. You have candidates, and then those candidates will be able to protect those votes, and then you soar to victory. That's my first point. The second point, where I was surprised that my brother Show was trying to convince, Mr. Paul that Abacha did not stay. I thought that was a waste of time.
We've moved on from the Abacha topic. Stay humble.
Yeah, I know, but you told me that I could.
You used your 5 minutes.
Because you didn't give me time. You thought I was just an observer
2 minutes,
here,
2
which
minutes,
I'm
2
not.
minutes.
The reason why I come here is not that I don't have something to do. The reason
I
why I come here
apologize,
is
sir. You have 2 minutes, sir.
issues that are discussed here. So if you cannot distribute the times evenly, then you are calling for unrest. You must be able to make sure
I am
that
not Tinubu. I am not Tinubu. I cannot call for arrest. So what I am saying, please hear me out. What I am saying is we'll move from that topic, but I hear you. So since you've used your 5 minutes to speak on this, I'm using my discretion as a moderator and host to say please. And 2 minutes.
No.
Okay, that's fine. Stay humble as is kindly rejected the 2 minute offer. I don't want to belabor the project. I can explain. He said no. He said no to the 2 minutes. I can explain why we do some of these things the way we do them, but I don't want to go into it. Maybe another time I would explain it again. Rudolph has said it many times. How we distribute minutes sometimes, there's a method behind the madness. But I just want to please plead with everyone who's watching. Please like, share, and subscribe. I can see that the like ratio to those watching is very low. So please click on the like button. It doesn't cost extra. It doesn't flag anything. It doesn't mean that you can enter Nigeria because you like the broadcast. So please click on the like button. What it will do is it will recommend this video, this particular stream, to other people, when they are looking for Nigerian news, things about Nigeria. So please click on the like button. Share with your friends, family. They might agree, they might disagree. They might decide to come and lecture us on things we don't know. So please, share, like, subscribe, do all the good stuff. And also, I've noticed for the gentlemen and all the ladies, because gentlemen would actually say, oh, Ngosika is hosting, is a female. I'll be magnanimous. I'll send super chat. Not one super chat today. Not one kobo. Not even a naira. And all the ladies, what happened to women supporting women? So when Rudolph comes, what does Ngosika tell him? When he comes and he say, they're both Igbo people, and they say, Ngozi, our market. You say, Oga, not one kobo I need. So please, if you're able to, no compulsion. If you're able to, please send in super chat, support the channel. And I'll tell you why. It's not because anyone gets paid. I don't get paid. I live in the UK. Whatever we do, forefathers who's here for a lot of, long time, laboring and all of that, we don't get paid as moderators. We have people who edit the videos, go into the videos and cut out the little clips and all these things, prepare things for Dr. Damages when he does his interviews on Sundays. So all our staff who get paid are in Nigeria. We pay them in Nigeria. And for this StreamYard, to have 10 people backstage and 10 people on screen, it costs about $1,200 or something like that to pay StreamYard every year. We're due for renewal. Where's the money going to come from? So that is why I'm soliciting for support. If you can, like I said, no compulsion, but please do support the channel if you like what we do. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Shu. Thank you very much. Next person is Mr. Paul. And Mr. Paul, before you go, there was a video. I don't know if anybody can help me find the video of Tinubu at the National Assembly on Democracy Day. Something very funny that is now becoming a norm happened. The national anthem was not played. Instead, another anthem was played before his speech and after his speech, which is quite peculiar to this administration. So I want to ask, linking it back to the Democracy Day speech and all, he said he's happy to see the opposition in disarray. And from all indication, he's trying to tell us that he's not in support of a one-party state. There's never going to be a one-party state under his watch. But with what happened at the national assemblies, do you think that we are inadvertently heading towards a one-party state, no matter what Tinubu says? And given his speech that I played earlier, where he said the doors are open for anybody that wants to defect to the APC, what do you think? Are we heading towards a one-party state, and they are just trying to play us so that we don't know what is going on?
I think that is their goals and every other thing, but it's going to be hard because of the northern and the greed of power and every other thing. That can also try to stop it to some extent, because some part of the north are just not pleased with the way Tinubu is running his government and every other thing. So for their own greed, it won't happen. But Tinubu does not even care with one party state. Tinubu just need everybody to make the next election look like, because they're going to rig it at all costs. But you want to use all these things to say, okay, we have 28 governors, we have this, we have that. That's how we won the election. And one of the ways he knows he's going to struggle when it comes to the north. So the ways he's going about it is to gain the whole south, like we used to call it back in the days, north and south, period, to gain the whole south. That's why he's doing everything possible between the south and the southeast and everything, because the southwest, even though if they rig the election, we may not even see it like rigging the election. We'll see it from the tribe side and everything. Maybe they vote for that tribe. But between the south and the southeast, so he's just doing all those things possible because he knows the last election, Tinubu gained 62% of his vote come from the north. And he knows that tremendously is going to lose a lot when it comes to the north because his problem right now is the north. So he's doing everything possible to gain more vote from the south or more rig from the south if he can capture the governors and everything. So that's what he's doing. It's just a strategy. But say he's trying to do everything to make it one party. I don't think it will work. It will never work, no matter how far he can go with it. But to him, I just want to win. And if he win, like we used to say, some of us who are not so smart in school, he's just looking for C6. Let my people go. He's looking for that Moses. That is what I see what Tinubu is doing with this thing. And the kind of politics they are playing, this is not the best of politics. They are not playing politics. It's just showing your strength, use power and everything. What do you expect when you're talking about they didn't recite the national anthem? Even when Nigeria play this thing, when they try to recite the national anthem, Nigerians who went to the UK to go see the game, everybody was laughing. You understand? No man women say, if you ask me now, who I go ask? You understand? Nobody want to bite their tongue. You understand? So it's just kind of funny. Then if you go back again to the one party state and everything. So if they try to make it to one party state, so their own national anthem is on your mandate, we stand. You understand? So that is what they are reciting. Is on your mandate, we shall stand. So when you see all those things, you just get tired with the kind of politics that we played. We play this politics because, in the true sense of politics, they are not actually playing politics. Look at those things that Obi make mention in this speech at Everett. These are fantastic speech. You understand? That's how you're supposed to think, how to take in nations and everything. Tinubu talking, instead of you to understand that if you stand in that podium, the National Assembly, when you stand there, you stand to represent your country. You don't go to the National Assembly to go talk a party thing. You understand? So these are the mistakes. There are places you can talk. When they talk about the governor of Akwa Ibom the other time about his daughter and everything, he said, come on now, we shouldn't bring family into politics now. You understand? Don't bring family into politics. That's what he said. So when you go to the National Assembly, go sell Nigerians to the people. Go talk about Nigerians. Go understand that I may come from this party, but when I stand on this podium, I'm representing Nigeria in respect of the people who did not vote for me. This is the time that I need to sell my mandate to them. This is the time that I need to convince them. But they don't see it like that. It's just a show of strength, and that's what they think they know how to do and everything. Then they leave the rest of us who don't have anything to do, you understand, to discuss these shenanigans that they are doing everywhere and everything. Like I said, I was born, raised in Lagos. For all the time that Tinubu ruled, to Fashola, to Ambode, you understand, and during Fashola time, they built one school called Millennium School 15, public school. You understand? Lagos, during the time of Jackon, the population was like 5 million to what they call 20 million today. And no new public school, no new general hospitals, no new maternity hospitals. The Tinubu claimed the new Lagos, what they call the Aja houses and everything. Not even a satellite campus of Lagos State University. You understand? Which is on the other side of town and everything. Nothing like that. You can't see development. Somebody want to renovate the road that another person build, and you call it that the governor is working. It's a shame.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Coming to Mr. Ike, Tinubu has told. Okay, sorry, Mr.
Yeah,
Shea.
sorry to interrupt. I'm really sorry. Just wanted to acknowledge Cynthia. You know, when I said women supporting women, they showed up and they showed out. Cynthia came, with the dollars and our own Tope Uriaku. God, if I don't come from Remo in Ogun State, I don't know what I for do for my life. See the woman from Remo, she just break the whole table, shake the leg, just scatter the whole place. She just drop $50 for say waiting. So the gentlemen, we are waiting, we are hoping that you match the energy of the ladies. But thank you to
And please, so click on the like so that more people will
exactly.
see. For those people
Thank
that say that Nigeria has stable internet, come and prove them right. Tell them that Ngozi is hosting. That's all the while she has been saying she has unstable internet. She has been lying. Oh. She has been here for 2 hours. Come and so that all your people will see that Ngozi has been lying. And
Yeah, so
please share the podcast.
thank you for your support. We really appreciate it. God bless
Thank
you
you,
both.
Oriakutokwe. Thank you,
The
Cynthia.
video you requested, I've added it to the background, so you might want to play it before Mr. Ike speaks. I've added it.
Mr. Ike, before I come to you, you need to see this so that you'll see our new anthem, and then I'll come to you with my question.
Okay.
In case you don't know, that is the new national anthem. I know a lot of people are struggling with the old one, something about Nigeria, hailing Nigeria. You don't need to hail Nigeria. It is easy. You only need to stand on the person's mandate, Bola's mandate, and you are good to go. So on that note, Mr. Ike, you've heard the new national anthem from the House of Assembly. On your mandate, we are going to stand, so you can see where the whole "I like you in disarray" comment is coming from. What do you think? Do you think the opposition is going to survive 2027? Has Tinubu successfully buried the opposition in Nigeria, even with all of Mr. P2P's newfound tough talking?
Thank you, my sister Ngozi. No, first of all, let me thank Stay Humble for your contribution on this. I love what you said on the issue of this Bola Tinubu and the opposition, and I'm happy with what you said. I wanted to go that direction, but you have said that. Let me switch to another direction. For me, I did say when I was talking about the first time, I said, I don't have a president. I've never for one day recognized him as my president. And for those that are calling him your president, nobody asked why did he cancel the national broadcast he was supposed to give to the people that believe that he is their president. He canceled it, and he went to the National Assembly, and they are instead of singing their national anthem, they are singing "On Your Mandate We Shall Sing." So the whole people who are singing "On Your Mandate We Shall Sing," 2027 is the better hole where everybody is going to sink inside the hole that they are digging for themselves. So I don't care. I am not one of those people who believe that because what he's doing, the opposition is not going to survive 2027. What is going to happen in 2027 is even beyond the political parties. So I believe that the address of Mr. P2P, that is a presidential address. He is my president. Because that's what your man is supposed to do. But instead, he went about, like Paul said, when you go to the joint National Assembly of a country and you're standing on the power of the pulpit of that office, now instead of you addressing your people, you are speaking political language. So does he recognize Nigerian people? He does. He does not. Because if he has, the door of democracy, he was supposed to address the nation, but he didn't. Rather, he followed his sycophants and all the people that are following. They went to the National Assembly and are singing "On Your Mandate We Shall Sing." If everybody in the National Assembly, if they like, let everybody join APC. It's not going to stop what is going to happen in 2027. I just love what Stay Humble said. The opposition this time around, they will be able to understand that this is not the time you are going to say, if Mr. Paul is coming back to contest as a member of the State House of Assembly, you are telling him you have to pay 10 million naira. This is a time that we are looking for young men and women who don't have anything but have the capacity, the character, and the ability to serve their people, right? We are looking for men and women like this. It's not about money, because when you tell Mr. Paul to pay 10 million naira, when he gets there, first of all the whole people who borrowed him that money, he first of all want to recover the money. So if Mr. Humble qualified to be governor of Anambra State, money should not be a barrier. But what should stand is he capable? Will he be able to respect the ideology and the principle of what he's saying? Are we going to be in a position that we are going to hold him accountable? Are you ready to submit yourself to be held accountable by the people? If you do what they don't want you to do, we come to the government house and pull you out of the government house. Are you ready to serve the people of Anambra State? This is the kind of politics we want us to play in 2027. So I don't care how many people join APC. I don't care how many people decide to leave their political party to join the sinking train. But I am telling you, like as you said, my principle has been, since this year, if everybody who are following me in this place, I told them that as time goes on, you are going to begin to see the other side of Mr. P2B, and the people are beginning to see it. If you rig this election, we rig you. Those who want to rig the election, we are going to rig them. Those who want to snatch and run away, we are going to snatch them and run away with it. You know, so it's beyond that. And like what Humble said, if everybody is given the authority and power to be able to mind your area, all this money we pay to agent, because you become an agent. You are not, let people, like what I used to say, my people in Nigeria, some of the people that I am talking to about 2027. Don't think you are doing favor to Mr. P2B. You go and vote for Mr. B. You think you are doing him any favor. That is the greatest stupidity Nigerian voters think. You are voting for Mr. P2B or you are voting for Bola Tinubu, you are doing him a favor. No. If you are going to the poll to stand and vote, you are voting for your generation, your family, your destiny, your future, your children, your grandchildren, everybody. You're not voting for Mr. P2B, are you? He can decide tomorrow, come to the national television and call a press conference and say that I'm done with Nigerian politics. What does he got to lose? Nothing. It's you that have something to lose. So don't. Nigerians should not think that they're doing Mr. P to be anybody favor that they are going to go to the pool to vote. They're not doing anybody no favor. It's your future. It's your future you are voting for. So I think that 2027 is going to be, I sincerely believe it's going to be different. Okay? Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. I. Thank you very much. Stay humble. Thank you so much for coming back, because I was going to come to you after this. The call for the opposition, the coalition, that is, we are hearing a lot of things. And we remember how about 2 weeks ago, I think I remember, Erufai mischievously shared a picture of, and since then it has given more life to the rumors. Do you think this newfound open doors, as announced by President Tinubu, for everyone that wants to come to the progressive side, do you think it has anything to do with the consultations going on with the oppositions, or is he right about the opposition being in disarray?
Well, if you're talking about opposition in Nigeria, you have to be contextual, because in terms of political party system, we don't really have political parties, as to what political party should be. I voted in the last general election in the UK, and before the election, I followed the electioneering, because electioneering is not just about what happens on the day of voting. Prior to voting, the preparations, how people register, how they are encouraged to even participate. Yeah, the enabling environment for even participation, provided how the candidates go about their campaign, the rhetorics and everything. That's the whole process of electioneering. So if you juxtapose that with what's happening in Nigeria, you'll discover that, we don't really have, electoral, political party system, and it's partly because of the, the interference and everything of the colonial masters who are still very much in charge, whether we believe that or not. So we don't have political parties. So when you're talking about opposition, it's just some people within the establishment who are disgruntled that they have been, that they have been that they have been thrown out of the dining room. So maybe people like the articles of this world, the Erufais of this world, etc., etc. When the whole coalition talk started, I made my position very clear. Different platforms that I was opportune to to air my opinion in. My position was very clear that I wasn't comfortable with the coalition. And when it became evident that I wasn't going to work with P2B in it, I was really glad. Look at it now. What coalition do we need for Nigeria? We need a coalition of Nigerians. There are different interest groups in Nigeria, different groups. When you're talking about students, when you're talking about pressure groups, when you're talking about even religious organizations, there are so many groups in Nigeria, and they can come together. And we have the very powerful diaspora, the sleeping giant, diaspora Nigerians. We have, in fact, when you discuss with people from other countries, let's say South Africa, South American countries, even people from the Caribbeans, they think that we are sleeping. They think we have that massive strength that we've not deployed. And I keep on saying this, that we should deploy that strength. That's a very powerful, strength that we could deploy. So I don't think that, we should pander to any coalition of the articles of this world, because look at it now. You want to change the direction of Nigeria. You want to reimagine Nigeria, and you want to put Nigeria in the path of progress. You want a marked, significant deviation from what is going on. Do you think that if the likes of Atiku, El-Rufai, Rotimi Amechi, Arebe Shola, etc., even people that have been named in all sorts of heinous crimes, including crimes that have taken the lives of people, not even hundreds, in their thousands. People have disappeared in so many states. And these same people, they coalesce to put, let's say, P2B in power. Do you think that P2B will be able to serve the Nigerian people? Do you not think that there will be clauses? There will be no-go areas. And those are the no-go areas, those contracts with foreign firms, those ethnic, those important structural issues in Nigeria that nobody should touch. Do you think that P2B will be able to do that? It will be Buhari 2.0. Because even the Buhari himself, though I am not a big fan of him, probably, would have done a little his so-called corruption fight, but because he had been shackled by those people that put him in power, he was just almost useless. You understand? So if a P2B will come to power, let him come to power through the power of the Nigerian people. Thank you.
Thank you very much. It's like you were keeping to the time with me. Yeah, keeping to the time with me. Thank you so much. Stay humble. I welcome Mr. James. Before I come to Paul next and Mr. Ike next, let's hear from Mr. James. Thank you for joining us. We are talking about Tinubu's independent P2B's speech on the same day. Can you hear me now? Can you hear me?
Yes.
Can anybody else hear me?
I can hear you now.
Okay, so yes, I am still in Nigeria and my internet is perfect. I was saying that welcome to the show. Thank you for joining us. We are talking about Tinubu's Democracy Day speech. P2B also held a press conference and made his own speech on the same day. We are talking matters arising from both speeches. Tinubu mocking the opposition, saying he's happy to see them in disarray. The new national anthem that was played in the House, and I'm asking you, with all that has been going on since 2 days ago when these speeches were made, do you think that Obi's newfound tough talking is him coming out to be what some people have accused him of doing, which is running a parallel government? And do you think that the APC is hoodwinking Nigerians into a one-party state by subtly admitting that the doors are open for anybody that wants to come in? Welcome.
Yeah, thank you very much. I'm sure you are hearing me. Good. You see, this issue of Nigeria, according to my people in Benin City, they will say, get as a be, or maybe a year, get as a be, because we should, as a people, be tired of saying we are tired. Other members of the human race are making giant strides towards industrialization and development. Man is exploring space to look for an alternative home. These are members of the human race who are making use of their brains to make the world a better place. But here we are, the so-called giant of Africa, womanizing, drinking, partying, talking rubbish, when the future of man, I don't know how to even put it, because people don't know what we are doing. We knew what we were doing at a time in our history, but somewhere along the line, we derailed. As far as I'm concerned, both Peter Obi, Mr. Tinubu, Kwankwaso, and what have you, they are all birds of a feather for one reason. Peter Obi was a member of the People's Democratic Party, people deceiving people. He was a presidential aspirant with Atiku. He lost. He left the PDP, I think went to ABGA. From ABGA, he went to Labour Party. From Labour Party, they're not talking of coalition. Now, what I see in common with all these people is fraternizing with. Should he win the election, what is the guarantee that he will be able to deliver the goods? This is what we should be concerned with, because birds of a feather, according to the English, flock together. When it was time to, while they were preparing for the elections, remember, they all went to Chatham House in the UK, all the leading aspirants. They went to Chatham House in the UK. I asked Peter Obi on this platform some time ago, what did you discuss with those people at Chatham House behind the scene? He said he did not discuss anything. He only went there to deliver a speech, then he returned. If that is what you went for, why not do it online and let people hear what you are discussing with them? The presidency of Nigeria is determined at Chatham House. Nigeria is not yet a sovereign state, though we've gained flag independence. This is what is disturbing us. The only solution is a revolution. We need a revolutionary government. Now, when we talk of revolution, people are scared of bloodshed. Revolution does not necessarily mean bloodshed. If it's not properly handled, it will result in bloodshed. In the history of the English people, there's what they call industrial revolution. There was no bloodshed in the industrial revolution. They only changed their modus operandi, the way they go about manipulating the world. When they changed it, they decided to form Sierra Leone from the freed slaves. Instead of bringing slaves to England, send them back to where they come from, make them grow agricultural produce, mine minerals, and bring it for us to process. We determine the price of their products, and at the end of the day, we also determine the end the price of our finished products. That was a revolutionary thinking. Nigeria needs a revolution. So people should not be scared when people are talking about revolution. This present ruling class, take it or leave it. They will never take us to the promised land. They know that they themselves are not even going to the promised land. As I was telling my students some time ago, I'm not hoping to go to heaven because the road to heaven is very, very long, tedious, narrow, and cramped, according to the Bible. Very few are finding the road to hell. Broad and spacious is the road leading to hell, and many people are passing through it. Whereas narrow and cramped is the road leading to heaven, and very few are finding it. I know I cannot make it to heaven, so I've given up because the road is very tedious. That is how it is to us in Nigeria. We will not make it to heaven with this kind of people leading or determining the affairs of the country. We should be tired as a people. We should be tired of saying we are tired. But from the look of things, we are not tired. They are singing on your mandate, according to my friend, we shall sing. In place of the national anthem, the sovereignty of the nation has been hijacked. And yet Nigerians are there clapping their hands. So when we are tired of saying we are tired, we will know what to do. It was Socrates who said that the people get the government they deserve. Frankly speaking, I don't think we deserve anything better than this administration. The 2023 election was no election. It was vote allocation. Nigerians knew what happened, but nobody did anything. Even Peter Obi, of all people, he said, I believe in the courts. Okay, if you believe in the courts, there's no quarrel with that because I remember a book I read was the Dr. Mario Puzo, the Godfather. Americo Bonacera went to New York court to seek justice from court because of some guys who molested the daughter, who defied the daughter. The judge ruled, and he was not satisfied. He went to the Godfather for justice. Godfather told him, you believe in the American legal system. You've gone to them, and they've given you justice. So what else do you want from me? However, I will give you justice, but on my own terms. I'm not using his own exact words. I will give you justice on my own terms. And remember, you owe me a favor. That is what he told the man. So the issue is that Obi went to court. The court has ruled, and that is justice. So what are they looking for? As for what's his name, Mr. Atiku, he went to court to stop Jagaban from becoming a president. He forgot that the Constitution of Nigeria barred him from contesting the election because there's a section I cannot remember of it, which says that before you can contest election in Nigeria, you must be born in Nigeria. He was not born in Nigeria. He was born in the mandated territory of Cameroon. He went to court, and the court played the Mago game, and they said he's free to contest. So if the court ruled that you, who is not qualified to contest, that you are free to contest, if the same court is saying that you have lost, who the hell are you to say that the court is wrong? So you cannot be cherry picking. So you either believe in the judicial system or you don't believe in it. This is how I see it. So let Jagaban rule. According to this man, what's his name? Buba Galadima. I can't remember the exact words he used. Let Nigerians suffer. Because when they suffer, they know exactly what to do. 2027 is a scam. I told my friend, good friend on Symphony TV, Victor Iriole, that we don't need any election. This coming election is a scam. That was what I told him in 2022 on our road to 2023 program on his Symphony TV. And it turned out to be so. The election was a scam. The next election is still going to be a scam. The laughable thing is that Nigerians are preparing to be entertained with another scam, hoping for manna to fall from heaven. They forgot that if truly manna fell from heaven, during while the Israelites were going to the promised land, manna no longer fall from heaven. There's already shortage of manna in heaven because so many people are, They cannot help themselves. I read a book by one lady, they call her Natasha or so, a Russian lady. In a world where people are finding it difficult to help themselves, you can no longer say heaven help those who help themselves. Because if you say heaven help those who help themselves, it means God can only help you if you help yourself. But now you can no longer help yourself. So God has got less work to do. Because for him to help you, in the first place, you must help yourself. And since you can no longer help yourself, you are making things better for the old man because he's actually tired of the affairs of man. This is how I see it. Nigeria is a joke. And let us keep on enjoying the joke. When we are tired of saying we are tired, we will know what to do.
Thank you so much, Mr. James. Thank you so much. I want us to still on the Tinubu Independence Day opposition and uh, still on these three topics. I want us to move to a different angle because still on the opposition and Tinubu about Wike's prayer prayer chanting moments when he's playing us. But that is not the angle I want us to come from. Wike, as of today, is still a member of the PDP. He is still a card-carrying member of the PDP. Tinubu, in his address, invited him, told him that the doors of the APC are open to him to come in whenever he wants. I want us to come from that angle and the whole everything the Wike has been involved in.
I cannot hear you.
Oh, she got frozen.
Yes.
The network.
Anyway,
let's just go on a break so that I'll sort my let's just go on a break. Let me sort my internet, and when we come back, we'll talk Wike, his continued membership of the PD, even though he's actively working with the APC.
No, but we can hear you now. There's no need for us to.
Onye ọma zoro bio akwa nwa zoro bio Maxi ịbịa bunyere okwanụ m n'ofube n'azụ ụlaga n'ịbịazigo mmanwụ ụlaga do n'ịbịazigo akwa nwa ilochi yo biko rapụ zoro ka ọ nabazi ya onye ọma zoro biko abọmma nwatara dosari ịbịa onye nịgwana m ụlagado n'ịbịazigo mma ụlagado n'ịbịazigo abọmma nwe ilochilo biko rapụ zoro ọ na-abazi ya Mazi welcome Odogu no kwere zunaka Onyo mani gadele mo Mazi ni mazi kame Ibu go with melody Odogu na chala noka Ezi nwanne m legadele mo Olagado ni bezigo noe Mma olagado ni bezigo Amama mwilo chilo Bikora muzoro Anabazi Te Onyama zoro de Mama was sorry. If I were to go Mulaga, no, Nazaboy. Lagadoni Biazugo, Avamma Wilo Chilo, Biko Rapuzero, Hanabazi. Odogo Canano Mikitro, Amaquamnica Gogogia, Waliwe Quello, Ikejama Bella. Hey, you want? So Chukwu Mekalumo Ike Chukwu Negaji Esi nwanne m ekene ịlapụ ife niile na-eme wee bịa ka gosili na anyị na gị bụ nwanne wisdom ga-adị ka nye gị maịkị ka ogobanya bụ egwu isili maxi ọ bụ na-etiri egwu a malụkwa malụ n'imego m ife ọjọọ wee sị gị nwanne m ife ọbụ na ịchọlụ na ngeme wisdom onume ekene gị gbamanwe iyo iyo biko lapụ na-amasị ya zoro 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 zoro.
Thank you so much for watching. Thank you. Have you subscribed? Yes, you. Have you subscribed? You. Yeah, before you go, click. It's free. Click. Just that's it. Have you subscribed? You're laughing. Have you subscribed? Have you subscribed? Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Hey, madam. Thank you so much. I can see you. I can see you. We have to get to 100,000 subscribers. By the end of the year, how are we going to do that if you don't subscribe? Yes, you. Yes, you're about to click off. Why? Have you subscribed? It's free. If you don't, ask your son, ask your daughter how to. Just one click. Thank you. Thank you. I see you. Aha. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. I'll see you tomorrow.
Thank you, everyone that has stayed with us up to this point. The panelists in the studio, our people in the comment section, Uria Kutope and Cynthia. Thank you so much for the super chat. We appreciate. If you have not liked this broadcast, please help us click on the thumbs up button. It will help more people to see this broadcast and help us support this channel to grow by sharing and clicking on the thumbs up button. You can also help us with super chat or send to the information on the lower part of your screen so that we can keep this going, this conversation, so that people can keep coming here to have their say. Now, still on the
That's funny.
So he has been
Oh, Ngozika, it looked like it started having rain.
Can anybody hear me?
Okay, now you're back. No way. Rose.
Okay, Mr. Paul, may I suggest why not moderate while she's trying to fix?
Sorry, can anybody hear me?
Okay, now we can hear you.
Welcome to my life in here. This is what I go through every single time you see me come on this show. So I have two-factor, a break in transmission. So I'll show you my two-factor authentication. I have this one. I don't know if you can see it. I have this one, and then I have a smaller one. just to make sure that I am not cut off by the internet. Still, I'm not safe. But that is just by the way. I was saying that the FCT minister. Am I still audible?
Yes.
Yes.
So I was saying that in the last 1 week, Wike has been in the news. The most popular being his near um, air accident. But beyond that, he has also done some things. Wike is still a card-carrying member of the PDP, even though he's working in the APC administration. So he used his position as a member of the PDP over the week to call on the People's Democratic Party to zone the presidency come 2027, to zone the candidacy to the south. And then he went on to back Senator Sam as the all this was within the week when this was within this last week. So yes, he's been in the news. And I'm bringing this up because we are still talking about the opposition, the role of the opposition, Tinubu, PDAPC, the man from Kaduna, Erufai. I'm bringing this up because I want us to factor in the wicked angle. A card-carrying member of the opposition actively working for this government. What does that say?
Yeah, you see, the issue is this. In the first place, do we have opposition in Nigeria? The answer is a categorical no. You get the point? The people of Benin City, they have a very good saying. In their language, they say, our father. That is, how do I explain it? They said, see a white man. I said, no, it's not a white man, it's a reverend father. Sorry, yes, see a white man. No, it's not a white man, it's a reverend father. Now, I'm sorry, I'm not a native speaker of the language. What it means is this. There's no difference between a white man and a black reverend father. Because a black reverend father, when he eats, the cutlery is using is not what the Beninese are using. The cup is using to drink water is different from the native cup. It does not, partake in the Igwe festival, which is the true identity of any Benin man or woman. And besides, the clothes he's wearing is not the same as that of the Beninese. So a black reverend father and a white man are one and the same to a traditional Benin man. Wike, PDP, APC and what have you, they are all birds of a feather. There's no opposition in Nigeria. If they can move easily from one party to another and go back to the same party, why are we talking about opposition? We Nigerians are living in a fool's paradise. We are building castles in the air. We know fully well that these men are one. I don't mean to be sarcastic. I'm sorry. People should forgive me. Don't be surprised that this man can sleep with the same woman at the same time. When one man finishes round, the other will go, his turn. That is the kind of men we are dealing. There's no difference there's no opposition in Nigeria. You get the point I'm making? So let us call a spade if we want a new political dispensation. So the idea of saying Wike is going to support somebody to contest again, it doesn't make sense at all. If it makes sense, why did he leave PDP for APC? If he's still a member of the PDP.
He's still a member of the PDP.
Excuse me, what is the difference between a white man and a reverend father? Tell me. There's no difference between a white man and a reverend father because whatever the reverend father is doing has nothing to do with the Benin traditional people. He's living like a white man. The color of his skin only made him a coconut. You understand me? Outside is brown, but inside him is white. That's PDP and what both Buhari, Jagaban, the whole of them are one. And look, we are not serious people. Can we acknowledge that fact? If we can acknowledge the fact that as a people we are not serious, we were serious in the past. But as far as things are concerned now, we are not serious people. We know that these people are lying to us. Look at the House of Assembly. That man they call Bukacha or whatever it is, who said that his wife was being influenced by him to pervert the cause of justice. What did we do to him? Absolutely nothing. So how serious are we? The judiciary is dead. The medical services, are all dead. Transportation, education, water supply, roads, everything dead in the country. And you are still talking of election. My friend, let us call a spade a spade. We are no serious people. When I say we, I'm not excluding myself because I'm a Nigerian. I've not changed my nationality. We as a people, we are no serious people. Take it from me.
Thank you. Mr. Paul, what do you say to to Wike's call that 2027, the PDP better zone it to the south? Would he even stay in the PDP to 2027? What do you think? Is it all a game? The more
He's
you
gonna
do, the
stay.
less you see.
He's going to be in PDP. He's going to be there. So for him to support Anyanwu and everything, because he knows that Anyanwu have a good case. You understand? Even when they went to court and everything, the court did not even bring any peace. The court told them to go back again and rearrange themselves, knowing fully well that since it's a family matter, they should go judge it in family. Then if it didn't work well with Anyanwu, then they'll go back to court again for redress of the case. And when court come back again, court will now end up support Anyanwu. So that is the thing. So anybody now that go to PDP and didn't gain anything from Anyanwu, then if you win an election, then if Anyanwu say he did not sell tickets for you, he's the secretary, he did not do this and that for you, then you don't have a case. So that's just the thing. So he knows what he's doing and everything. But like I will follow my senior brother, like I would say, I will make some funny quotes here and there. You know, Francis Bacon said, "Blessed is the man that hope not, for they shall not be disappointed." If I don't expect anything, then I don't think I will go to get disappointed. But it's so painful because that is the country that I first make friends, I make family, I have loved ones. But I started losing hope. Then on the soft side again, I know my Christian people will come for me and everything. Somebody said something that they want to give the devil some work to do, and said, I told the devil, say, just forget about it. The devil said, ask everybody, I have results. I delivered very well. The person just forget. The devil said, no, ask everybody. And the man used to give the devil the contract. He said, go take one Nigeria down. And the devil said, you said Nigeria? He said, yes. You know, I need to do Nigeria work. Because I will do one now. You will do 9. Then you blame the O10, say, now devil do the O10. So even devil too get fed up with Nigeria. You understand? My wife, one of my wife's childhood friends, she said, my sister, I don't come on my case for God handle because everybody did God hand. So now God leg at the whole now. So that if God make one step, maybe I go join you for America. Say she don't come on her hand. Because all of us now we did God hand. This is the thing. On the soft side again, another thing that I would say, look, my bishop, my pastor is in America, Odumeje. Please, everybody come and watch my pastor. He's in America. All the power that you have never used, maybe we will use the power now and never that thing. I am telling you, Nigeria is dealing with us. See, let me tell you, sometimes it just look like we are not the best of people. You understand? If my children punish me tomorrow, I don't think I will blame them. Like the way some of us will say, you see, America, 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 America. I don't think I will blame them. When every day my son will ask me for burger money, I'll say, do you know this money will pay somebody's school fees in abroad? Do you know this money will cook a pot of soup? Tomorrow, if that child also tell me, Daddy, what about the people you help in Africa? Let them also take care of you. Will I blame them? You understand? Daddy, I want this shoe. I will say, oh, that's somebody's school fees in Africa. Will I blame them? We'll just work and send all this money back home. You know, let us tell ourselves the truth. My kids will not even understand how Nigeria works. So that small house that I have over there, you understand? Then somebody will first of all fool him and say, oh, this is the amount. They'll cheat him. They'll tell him agent and agreement fee. We think it's the normal standard. Then I will invest maybe $100,000. Then tomorrow, if I'm not there, the kids will end up get maybe $10,000 for the investment because they will not go back there. They will not stay there. The country has failed us. If you look the entertainment industry, the way it's growing, everybody will be telling you, oh, come back home, crazy this, crazy that. My sister, let's tell us the truth. If I bring my 70-year-old woman to America, my old mother to America, nearly everybody will be happy. Ah, Paul, you try, oh, God bless you. Thank God, you don't carry that mama commode. The mama go get good treatment. Since your mama dey fresh. The reverse supposed to be the case. Neither is supposed to be planning my departure to go back home than bringing my aged parent to come here to come and suffer. My sister, any nonsense food in Nigeria is better than any mortuary food that we eat here. Egusi dey for freezer for 9 months. Ogbono dey for freezer for 9 months. Mr. Ike no go gree eat 2-day soup for Nigeria. But guess what? The soup the egusi they will take cook soup for them today. E dey freezer for the past 7 months. What kind of suffer is this? Mortuary food. Now we dey chop. We love that country, but the country keep failing us. It is painful. You understand? The people who have not come will think, oh, you guys are enjoying. You guys are... My sister, I understand. When you put tomato for fridge, if NEPA no take like, e go dey fresh. Not be say you give the tomato any special nutrient. It may be fake tomato, it may be GMO. You understand? It's like all this fake banana, fake food that we eat here. It might look very, very fresh, but is it nourished? Look, the people in our village back in the days, in our village, who we call poor people, they eat very organic food. That's why they don't even sick. You see us in city, we cry when we don't have doctor. No money, because we eat fake food. It's so polluted and everything. You understand? That's the life we're living here. If that country work, it worked for all of us. People will not think that you are better. You don't understand the way the country. While we nag, we complain, we say all these things, it's because we still love home. The best weather you can think of, the best food you can think of. I still have my neighbor's back. My neighbors still have my back. It is very okay for my neighbor to gossip me. You understand that my neighbor to discuss only my dog and cats, never talk to me in this part of the world. My sister, not be so they live life back home. You understand? Neither my dog back home. If I don't eat dog, I probably have somebody in the street that eat dog. So if the dog is sick almost to die, there's somebody that will still eat the dog for good. You understand? Then here we discuss my dog, but they can't discuss me. Still, I said the truth. It's painful. We love the country, but the country keeps failing us. And Francis Bacon said it clearly. Blessed is the man that hope not, but they shall not be disappointed.
Thank you very much, Mr. Paul. I want to come to Mr. Ike. Mr. Ike, you'll be the last person to speak on this video. Still, remember, we're talking about accusations against P2B for running a parallel government, Tinubu mocking the opposition, that they're in disarray. And
then Ngozi, I'm so sorry, just 10 seconds. Now that you talk, Obi, sorry, just 10 seconds. Quickly, let me just touch on this. I just want to touch this on, then you join it to Mr. Ike. Sorry. See, people don't understand this thing called opposition. They want to use opposition like in the rare sense that they do it in the UK. The next opposition is Atiku, who comes second. You understand? But in the UK, as an opposition, you are part of the government. They pay you. But in Nigeria, in America, it's not like that. So anybody can be opposition, not like the first running mate that they paid. So Obi is doing a great work as an opposition.
Okay, so thank you very much. I want to play a video, but I'll do that after Mr. Ike. Mr. Ike, still on Wike and Tinubu and Obi and Independence Day. I want to ask on a lighter note. I don't know if you saw the video of Wike when he thought his plane was about to go down, how he started calling on the Lord to come save him and every other thing in between. Do you think that now that he knows that he is mortal and he can go any moment from now, that he will do the right thing, stick to one party, or he will make the move finally, since Tinubu has been open about his invitation to come to the APC? Do you think he will make the move finally, or would he keep playing double agent?
My sister, Paul, which state in the US is Odumeje in this time in the US?
My daddy in the Lord. He's in Michigan. My daddy in the Lord. You depend me if the man come here, I go. If you know if he cry, I laugh, you go to laugh. Now so fella talk. Maybe we go to entertain ourselves.
Exactly. Well, Ngozi, listen. You know, Peter Tosh said that there is one of the Peter Tosh songs that says, everybody wants to go to heaven, but nobody wants to die. Now tell me how you are going to go to heaven. You know, this is this is this is the story of our country, right? He only remembered God at that particular moment. Immediately that flight lands and there was no crash and there was no problem. He remembered the other gods that he believed that is keeping him alive. So it doesn't matter the testimony he goes to church to give. Human beings that all of us that exist in today, there is always one question I used to ask people when you say that God do not exist or you don't believe in God. I used to ask people, can you produce any single hair of your hair? You know, so it's difficult for people like Wike. Listen, PDP, it's true that there is no political party, but I want to tell you that what is going on in PDP is as a result of Atiku's greed to be president of Nigeria. The nemesis of his action in 2023 is what is going on in PDP. And I want to tell you that the price of karma will remain with PDP for a very long time. And that's why, for me, I am looking at PDPs, you know, from the perspective of somebody who led a course on themselves. And the reverberation of that course is what PDP is going through right now. And there is no healing to that cause until Atiku Abubakar decide to disappear from the political scene in Nigeria. He needs to disappear completely. I have nothing personal against him. He is a good man. He has tasted the power. He has everything that he needs in this world. There was nowhere it is written for him that he's going to be president of Nigeria. So until he disappear from the Nigerian political scene so that PDP can be able to rebuild this thing. Wike has been, this is a man I don't want to talk about, but I want to tell you, Wike has been the financier of PDP. Nobody has the ball in PDP to expel Wike. No single person. Quote me, today is 14th or whatever of June. The day the National Working Committee of PDP will say that today we are expelling Wike from PDP. PDP will be buried forever. He has the whole people that are PDP. Look at the people that are following him in PDP. The PDP as a group they don't have anybody anymore. Everybody has gone away. Bala Mohammed is with one group. Governor Makinde is with one group. Senator Saraki is with one group. Nwosu Wike is with the board. Atiku, even his people, his loyalists, that everybody has abandoned him. The last person, you see, Showomimo last week. The man who has been begging Mr. P2B to come back to PDP. That's the only way that PDP can survive. All of a sudden, during the time of Sally, he went to kiss the ring, and he came out to tell us that the man in Bodilon is more intelligent and more smart than every politician in Nigeria. And there is no covenant that I have with PDP, which means that I have every right to go to APC tomorrow. So what are you talking about? Do you still have a PDP? No, you don't have. It's just on paper that the PDP is existing. So I think that the so-called coalition, why people, that's why sometimes we that are obedient, that are following Mr. Peter Obi, I used to tell some of my people, listen, take it easy. This man, he has been in the system. He knows what is going on. There are things he knows we don't know, and you don't expect him to tell you. So for every step he's taking, it might be too slow, you might not be patient, you might not endure the way he's doing it, but why don't we be patient? Because that system, like Mr. James is saying, that system is gone. That's it. That is not fun. We are building castle on the air. That's what Nigerian political landscape is. So
Thank you, Mr. Thank you, Mr. I.
I
Sorry to
leave it like that. So there is nothing like PDP. PDP is gone forever. They are gone.
Thank you so much. We have less than 10 minutes to wrap this up, but I want to play a video for you. When we come back, I'll have your final input. We used to call it what keeps you awake at night. Some of you that started with us will remember where we give panelists the opportunity to say what's on their mind, anything. It doesn't have to be about the topic. We'll do that after this video.
The statement that I read earlier on attributed to the chairman of your party saying they're going to form a parallel government.
Yes.
What do you make of it?
Well, that is a position.
Do you see it as inciting?
I don't think so. I don't think it's inciting. Why is that inciting? There's nothing that incites about that. I don't think that will necessarily lead anyone to violence or lead anyone to do anything.
Forming a parallel government, that's not calling for anarchy.
Not necessarily. Not necessarily.
But it could be.
No, not necessarily. Look at cases. Look at cases. Let's look at political history. Look at cases where persons, where the government, for instance, has decided on where the government decides that they're going to ignore the wishes of the electorate and simply override the wishes of the electorate. What the opposition has usually done in such cases is to reject the results of the elections and to say that they will constitute their own government, that they will constitute a government. That is simply a way of taking a stand. It simply is taking a stand against the government and putting the government under pressure. That has happened in several places in Africa, several places in the world, where people have said, on account of electoral injustice, they are going to do certain things and all of that. And if they do so, so long as they do not call anyone to violence, all they're saying is that we are also going to constitute ourselves into a government. If you fail if you are unjust or if you ignore the wishes of the electorate. Personally, I don't think that that's necessarily inciting.
Because the fabric of it.
And on that note, we are bringing the show to an end in the next 7 minutes or thereabouts. So I will go from Mr. Paul to Mr. Ike and then finally to Mr. James. In 2 minutes, please. 2 minutes each. Tell us anything.
Well, it's just funny when I see, I know it may be one of your topic, Adaso Shomole, the shenanigans that he did and every other thing. And the country is so funny, like I make mention of this Abacha thing, where NCAA can't bring the CCTV footage and every other thing. Then Oshumole is playing some cheap politics to that thing. Look, I can check in for my flight. I have a flight tomorrow to catch to Houston, Texas. I can check in right away, right now, as far as under 24 hours. But it's not when you check in. It is when you get to the gate. And you are lying that you don't have a luggage to check. If you don't have a luggage to check, what are you doing on the counter? You just walk straight. You walk straight. If I don't have a luggage, I already check in. I don't go to the counter any longer. I walk straight, go past TSA, and walk straight to my door to go catch my flight. Maybe when I get to my flight, if they already closed the door, then there's nothing I can do. You don't have anything to do with the counter. You understand? So lying is koroju, what Yoruba call koroju lie. It's just hard. This age that I am now, my mother will not back me and go find a man. At least my wife can back my 18-month-old son and go look for another man. Why did they lick my wife ice cream? They go also give my pikin ice cream too, they lick. Yes, it's okay for an 18-month child. But at my age, my mother will carry me in my back and go see another man. It's laughable. You understand? If you don't have a bag flying, it is simple. As ABC, you don't go to the counter. You already check in. Walk straight past TSA and whatever, you go to your gate. You understand? And if you go to your gate, if the door is closed, you already know on your own self you miss your flight. Because once the door is closed, there's nobody there. Once they close the door, there's nobody there. You won't see anybody there. You just, you run past security and you miss your flight. You say you check in. You check in 24 hours before your flight. So it's not about checking in. And the people understand these things. But even though the so-called airpeace people, They were almost scared to say the right thing because they don't want to offend big man. And big man is lying koroju lie.
Thank you
Very
very
funny.
much, Mr. Paul. Thank you very much. Mr. Ike, what keeps you awake at night?
Mr. Hike, you mute yourself. You mute yourself.
Yeah. Thank you, Sister Ngozi, for handling the program today. It was blessed to be here. And my brother Paul, God bless you. Mr. James, God bless you. I really think that what is it that keep me late at night is nothing more than Nigeria, my country. Like we are not there, but when you look at the drama that happens every day, the people that are supposed to keep the law, when they break the law because of their passions and their personality and their power, they think that they are above the law. And when you try to make them to understand that the law is no respecter of persons, they will bring their power to show you. But when they travel in developed world, you see them put their hands on the train. They stand up on the train. You know, they whatever that is done to follow the train or the tramp or the whatever, they respect it. They obey it. They follow the rules. They follow the system. But when they go home, they become lawless men and women. So it's funny. It's drama. It's one of the things that we enjoy. So sometimes because of for me not to have high blood pressure, like Mr. Paul said, if I want to look at for Dr. Odumeje, you know, or look at all these kit makers, funny, mother, small boy, you know, it gives me energy for me to at least forget about sorrow about what is going on, because every day is one story in our country. But I pray that in my own time that we are going to have a country that we can call ourselves, like Brother Paul said. We're supposed to be talking about retiring back home, but and not for me. For now, I'm not talking about going to Nigeria for any reason. People who try to pretend, I have no reason. Just I have no any reason for me to go to Nigeria to live. I don't have any reason for that for now. That is to tell you how bad it is, right? And I don't advise anybody who wants to, because it's not a place. It's not a place. The stress in Nigeria can kill you because of from where you are coming from, and you go back to that straight. Under 6 months, you can die. So I'm not ready to die until when God says it's my time. Okay, so
Thank
God
you very
bless
much,
everyone.
Mr. Ike.
Yes.
Thank you very much, Mr. Ike. Mr. James.
Yeah, thank you very much. You see,
what keeps you up at night?
The funny thing about Nigeria keeps me awake at night. Whenever we have problems in the country, we go back to the people who created these problems to look for solutions, instead of calling them to order. We sing their praises for creating the problems and beg them to find solutions to the problem. That is one issue that is keeping us awake. Another thing again is that I'm eagerly looking forward to the emergence of post-Nigeria republics. We cannot continue in this irresponsible fashion. That is another thing we should be thinking of. And lastly, the lady I quoted earlier on, she's a Russian writer. Her name is Natasha Mandelstam. She's a poet and a writer. She's a poet, actually, just like her late husband. Her late husband had problems with Joseph Stalin in 1923 or thereabout, in the 20s and 30s, during the Russian Revolution. They had serious problems with Stalin, and they were banished from Moscow to go and live in some rural areas. In their banishment, the horror they went through was unspeakable, and eventually the man died. When the man died, The woman felt terribly bad, and she wrote a book she titled Hope Against Hope, where she outlined what they went through and hoping that Russia will become a better place. But as time goes on, she lost hope easily, just like the wind blowing in the air. It's as easy as losing hope. I mean, she lost hope in that fashion. So at the end, she composed another book, which is titled Hope Abandoned. That is the case with Nigeria. Initially, it was hope against hope. At the end of the day, when it dawned on her that there's no way out, she composed another very beautiful book she titled Hope Abandoned. So that is the case with Nigeria. In that case, actually, they were anti-Soviets. They were capitalists. They supported the Western ways of doing things. That's why Stalin descended on them heavily. So that is that. Just like the woman, I was having hope. I was hoping that Nigeria would become a better place, but it's not a case of hope abandoned. I've abandoned hope. So the best thing is for new republics to emerge from the ashes of Nigeria. So thank you very much.
Thank you so much. Thank you, Mr. Paul. Thank you, Mr. I. Thank you, Mr. James, for staying with us to the end of the show. Thank you to everyone that came in earlier. Thank you to our executive producer, Mr. Show. He has saved this show, but you people do not know the work he has been doing at the background. Thank you so much to our people in the comment section. You people are the real MVPs. To our Odogreses that made sure that today my village people do not laugh at me for sending in their super stickers. Thank you so much, Cynthia. Thank you, Ria Kutokwe. Thank you, Superman. We're so grateful. Thank you so very much. There is a broadcast coming up right after this from Forefathers and his crew are going to be coming on next in a different broadcast. Right after this one, they're going to be talking about Trump versus Elon Musk. They're going to be talking about Israel's invasion of Iran. You know, all those geopolitical talks you people like a lot. They are coming up after this one. Thank you all so very much. And I leave you with this. Thank you to all our super donors. You people are the real MVP. And please do not forget to like, share, and subscribe to this channel. Our goal is to get the Dr. Delami's channel to at least 100,000.
I think she's using Nitel network. Oh, Nigeria, very funny.
You know, the Nedo language, another way of mentioning mentioning the name Nigeria is Nigeria. That is what is permissible to get spoiled. When a Benima says Nigeria, that is what is allowed to get spoiled. That is what is happening. The country is finished.
It's finished.
It's finished. It's irredeemable. It's irredeemable.
The country is finished. Huh? It's literally gone.
All right. Apologies for that. This is what Nigerians in Nigeria have to deal with. Ngozika has access to some of the best internet in Nigeria, but this is what we get. So it looks like
Nitel should they use? She's using Nitel.
She should get back up. Get into everything.
Sure, the problem is that you see that Zuma rock. She's supposed to stand on top of the Zuma rock so that she can have service.
She's back. I was going to end the video. I think I know what she wanted to play, but I'll let her end the show. Okay.
Yes, just wanting to appreciate our super donors one more time before we end the show. Whether my village people like it or not, we are ending the show on a high note. They are not going to disconnect me from ending the show. Thank you all so much, and I leave you with our Senate President. Catch you on the next broadcast. Bye.
1,911,844,833 naira and 46 I'll take that again. 1 billion 911 1 trillion 911 billion 844 billion 1 trillion. This money is too much for me. 1